Just watch your head.
The world has changed. Gone to hell, more like. It started when magic came back. The awakening, some call it. You're rubbing elbows with orcs, elves, even trolls these days. Meanwhile, megacorps bleed the world dry one board meeting at a time. They own just about everything. But not us. We're Shadowrunners. Mercenaries, operating in the margins, working dangerous jobs for the desperate and the powerful. Being a runner takes more than skill and street smarts. You want to live long enough to get paid, you'll need a team, the right talent for the job. Maybe that's a mage, someone who can fry your enemies with deadly spells. A good decker can jack into the matrix and bypass the toughest security without leaving a trace. Adepts, riggers, shaman, and don't forget your street samurai. Packing enough firepower and cyberware to take on a small army. Man, magic, and machine. Takes it all to survive in the shadows. Welcome to the sprawl.
Hi guys, and welcome to Shadowrun Corporate Sins. It's already a shit show here, but you're welcome to be invited into our little party that we're going to have on the screen in front of you. It's going to be glorious. My name is Lauren. I will be your GM for this evening. You are here to theoretically watch a Shadowrun tabletop RPG, or possibly just several people being idiots. You decide.
I resent that.
Do you want to know what they were doing right before we started?
No, let the mystery linger.
We attempted to selfie and it didn't go super well, among other things. So, a few announcements as reminders, normal things. Watch Shadowrun. These are the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. After our show is going to be Honesty Hour at 10 p.m. with Adam Hlavik. I was told there was an L in his name, so I'm going to pronounce it Hlavik. Like a clavicle. The bone in the body.
Hi.
I don't even know what you're doing,
I'm
Claudia.
trying to send a message.
Okay.
What's the message?
So that'll be at 10 p.m. We will also be reading donations here, and then we will switch back over to Rai to finish up the Corp Wars after our show ends this evening.
Janine is at the door, and she would like me to subtly let somebody know to let her in.
The expert's on the way.
Did she actually use the word subtly?
I really hope she's in chat posting right now.
Back to the shit show.
I love this so much right now.
We have a special guest tonight, guys! It's so exciting! We're gonna wait a little bit to fully introduce their character, but it is an NPC that you have met. Which,
It's not Fang.
It's not, Fang's
Wait,
not
I'm
an
not Fang?
NPC. No, let me get you a new character sheet. Let's introduce our players, because that's all they're good for.
Great. My name is Dan Poslins. I'm at Dan Poslins on Twitter, and I play Mordechai, the dwarven mage, who supports the spell through magic and spirits that he
Supports the
summons.
spell?
Did I say supports the spell?
Yeah.
Well, I do support the spell. It wouldn't stand on its
Are
own.
you taking crap from somebody who welcomed our audience to be invited?
Why are we? We need.
Let's get this shit show back on track.
Can we go down for a minute and come back online and try again?
SAS levels are too high. I'll dial them down.
Release the SAS valves.
It's your turn.
Okay, I had to release the SAS
Yeah, no,
valves.
I heard.
Hi, I'm Claudia, but you guys on the internet know me on the Twitch and Twitter as Jackie Dash. Jakida. Gosh darn it! I had something planned and I forgot it. Jakidash. Ding. Ding. Thanks.
Thank you.
Is that what you...
No, I had something really planned and I just next week. I
All the suspense.
play Fang, who is our cybernetic street samurai, who's also an orc. So she's got metal arms, she's got actual guns, and swords. She is the main character of Mfek. Not true, but she's the center one. Because she's
She
the
is.
F.
She is the
She is
center
the
one.
F. She is the F of Mfek.
She puts the F in Fek.
I put the F in everything.
Who are you?
Hi guys, my name is Algernon Bolden. You might know me as a programmer over at Hairbrain Schemes. I make games like Shadowrun, Dragonfall, Necropolis, and we're currently working on Battletech. You also might catch me here on Monday nights, where I play Zeke over on the Outcrowd. So catch that Mondays at 6 o'clock. Tonight, I get the guest star. This is kind of crazy and weird. I get to do magic, and no, actually, I can't do magic, but... Hi guys!
We're so happy to have
I
you.
am
very
so excited.
Very exciting. Also, this is Shadowrun. This is what we do here. And we're super professional all the time.
Oh no, I'm the epitome of professionalism. You know, serious method acting.
Yes.
Yep.
That was the secret I was supposed to keep.
Vis-a-vis.
The hair?
He does
Was
method
it-
acting.
Just the secret, because
secret.
they had announced that he was going to be on the show, and like that was the secret I got yesterday.
Oh.
So I was like, secrets.
Yes, I was a secret until about a couple hours ago. But I'm getting to play a mentor. So people are gonna look up to me because I'm responsible.
Yeah.
We don't do responsible.
Speaking of responsible,
I'm Tony Beeman. I am at LBeefus on Twitter and Twitch, all that. I'll play Cromwell, what is a British troll
there was air
who's an
quotes,
unarmed
that's a good
adept.
one.
That means he uses the powers of the bear god to enhance his fighting ability, so he can do things like smack down 12-year-old girls using the power of his lightning fists. He has gone through life, had kind of a rough life due to Lauren, the Red God, at all steps of the way, just torturing him, putting him on a prison island, cutting his eyes out at one point. Once he was even in a police station, and Lance Pendleton here was possessed by Lauren, and he unreasonably threw Cromwell out just for knocking a troll killer or two around. So, always beset by Lauren, but always coming out on top, it's Cromwell.
yeah, you know, in some perspectives, this is an accurate narrative. From some perspectives. Speaking of which, I suppose I am Lauren. At Random Tuesday on the internet. You can find me there. And that brings us to tonight's Shadowrun. So we're gonna do the thing. Previously on Shadowrun, Corporate Sins.
I got really nervous last week.
Janine's here. Wait, quick introduction.
I'm not doing it again.
What would make me happy right now?
We'll come back to you. Do you want us to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a
So we're gonna recap what happened last time. The previous couple of runs involved going into Mainframe's past, not in the literal sense, more in the metaphorical sense. Mainframe, who was revealed to be Ares, former Ares. Child of Ares. I mean, I don't think she was ever an employee. It's not really how corporations work. Regardless, her parents were involved in some unsavory business that involved the kidnapping and not torture, but like coercion of children into joining a program that involved a significant amount of genetic and cyber modification and a lot of not so pleasant activities. And so Mfek and Mainframe tracked them down and wanted to get some evidence in order to help end this program given that the suspicion was that the Ares as a whole was not so interested in this program existing, they wanted to find evidence enough that Ares would potentially shut it down due to concerns of bad press and PR and such wonderful things as that. So they tracked these children back to the Galahad Academy in Bay City, Michigan. They discovered Mainframe's parents were heavily involved in this, to nobody's surprise. At one point, Mainframe was nearly mind-controlled into being their slave working for them again. They got into a building, there was a fight, Cromwell electrocuted a small child. And they did eventually, yes.
Are these the good guys?
You know, sometimes we wonder. He didn't want to murder the small child.
We're the
but he
adequate
didn't
guys.
I see. So
necessarily
it's all a
agree
battery
with
of
me.
a minor accidental.
Cromwell was frantically looking through the player handbook to agree with the gods on the rules for stun and trying to guess how hard he should punch.
Yeah.
Do you know that stun becomes, lethal
We
damage?
do know that.
Yes.
Oh, we know.
We know.
Half of
we know.
it.
And then half of it does, but he also forgot that individuals that have recently had cyberware installed are currently in a state of having boxes of stun and physical damage already applied to them.
Right.
The important thing is
And
the
also she
dangerous
was not wearing
Decker
armor?
was stopped.
So this dangerous small Decker child who was being mind
She
controlled
sure was stopped.
was
That
unconscious.
monster.
But she's not
And
dead.
Not dead, which brings us to the moment where Mfek managed to escape. They got Mainframe unshackled from the place where she was going to be mind controlled from. Unfortunately, Mainframe's mother got away. They never encountered Mainframe's father. They did get some solid evidence in the form of the unconscious child of the procedures that were being done by Ares at this secret underground lab facility as part of Galahad Academy.
To pass the stun damage off as something that they did to her.
I don't know what you guys are gonna try and do because where we kind of have to narrate ourselves from is, in fact, having got back to the school bus that Fang purchased totally legally.
Yep.
And
Bay
are
City schools.
on the way to the hospital. I assume that's where you're going to take this child.
Yes, Cromwell actually would have used his power to take on somebody else's wounds to stabilize her.
Okay. So the child has been stabilized, but
But Cromwell
presumably
is now has electric marks on his
To
face.
be clear, that power can't stabilize her. You still need to put a trauma patch or something like that.
Here are 6 dice from
maybe
hashtag
using-
Neonet to help you get new hinges for the responsible
Yep.
sheet show. So hashtag Pendleton, hashtag Mordecai, hashtag
well, we got some
Fang,
dice.
hashtag
Thanks,
Rumble,
guys. I
hashtag
forgot.
Elsie.
That is actually,
So
this is the
hashtag
reminder.
Lauren. Don't let the troll you.
Are you done,
Just
computer?
keeps going.
As a reminder, you guys can tip $10 and a person is awarded a special thumper die that they can use to make themselves more awesome in various situations that involve rolling of d6s, which are all situations because this is Shadowrun. In case you were wondering.
1 year is crazy. Congrats all.
Great.
Q, fix it!
QQ, please.
Please.
I feel
very
really
lovely.
comfortable already.
Good.
Yeah, we're setting the bar right where it needs to be.
So we're going in the bus.
If we were playing Limbo, though, it'd be very difficult. But we're not.
Yeah, it's kind of reverse limbo.
Yeah.
We're over the bar.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are in the bus. I assume at this point Fang is driving. Cromwell has assisted by removing some of the wounds. That is a good question. You guys, I think, went into the facility around midnight-ish?
It was
Sundown.
earlier.
Sundown. It
evening.
was sundown, right. It was probably like 8 or 9.
Probably 10 p.m. when we
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
So it's probably about 10 p.m. now.
Take the long haul.
I think you took it at like 3 a.m. You got like a solid
Great.
6 hours before you're gonna completely crash. No, it's 10 p.m. Yeah, you
I've
got a
got, like,
solid
5.
5 hours
Yeah.
before
Might
you're
take
going to
more,
crash
couldn't you?
or need to take more long haul.
It won't be bad if I have to take the second batch of long haul. Let's just get to
It
that.
doesn't last as long.
It doesn't last as long, and I have to sleep longer.
Did you say, and you're a sleepwalker?
I have to sleep longer.
Oh,
afterwards.
I thought you said,
What?
and I'm a sleepwalker.
Not that I'm not attractive, but why does your sweat smell like soy bucks?
Pure
So, presumably you guys will get to the hospital at some point. I don't know, like, what sort of story do you want to tell them? Or do you just, like, drop the child off outside of the emergency room and then drive away? Like, what's the ultimate objective?
I think I'm going to approach the situation with, they did all sorts of terrible things to her.
Okay.
We don't know all the things that they did.
The hospital's just gonna be like, who are you talking about? What happened to this child? Why is she here? Why is she unconscious? What are these wires sticking out
We're
of her
basically
from?
trying to bring it all to light so we can actually just tell
Yeah.
the truth other than our involvement
Yeah.
I mean, we're involved, but yeah, let's
and leaving mainframe out.
But really leaving that they did all
Who's they?
sorts of
Who's they?
Galahad and the Squires program did all kinds of awful things to her, and she's.
Let's go to a hospital owned by a different corporation than Ares, by the
Not
way.
an Ares hospital.
Can we confirm this
Yes,
is not an
I'm
Ares
sure. That is totally doable. You might have to drive a little farther out of Bay City, Michigan. So you drop the kid off at the hospital. Mainframe, pretty much the only thing that she will tell you is that she's passed on she sent information to the Draco Foundation. And then at some point while you guys are at the hospital, she's gone. You don't see her. She'll get out of the van and make some comment about going to get soy calf or whatever, and then she doesn't come back.
Of course she is.
And I don't think any of you are technologically adept enough to find her comm link.
Let's roll for this, shall
Actually,
we?
I might be.
I have tracking level 1.
That would be where are her footprints going?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I could track her astrally, but I won't because I'm
So it is
clearly
your
she
decision.
doesn't want to be found.
You will find scrawled on the dashboard of the bus a short note, probably on the back of a napkin, which you guys have copies of. Mordecai, you will find the same note that they did. If you choose to look for it, you find a piece of paper folded up in your pocket, or possibly Did you have any belongings with you that not actively on your person?
No, I don't have anything that's not on my person.
Okay, well, it probably folded up on the seat you were on or something.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not gonna read it out loud.
Well, I got a note, but I don't necessarily want to share it with
Your decision.
the rest of the group just yet.
Do we need the muffle so you can?
I do. Is it something that I should read out for the benefit of the?
No.
No.
This is for you.
Then I'm going to keep it private for now.
I got a piece of paper, but my ultrasonic vision doesn't really extend to making out ink on paper, so
Someone want to read the note to Cromwell?
someone's got to
But
read
if I
it.
read it, then it becomes real.
Well, it's already real. It's not astral, I don't think.
No, we all know what it's gonna say. And as soon as we read it out loud, it becomes true.
Maybe we should just wait till we get back to read it.
So are we just assuming she's gone and not reading the note?
Yeah, she's gone.
All right.
And so you guys will eventually make your way back to Seattle. You have a plane that you chartered. Are you gonna try and take the bus? What's your plan for this bus? That's kind of the one.
It was
loose
a cargo plane.
It does not. No, it was a puddle jumper. It does not fit a school bus. I just
Do I-
no school
I-
bus on
you know
a
what?
plane.
I did, thank you. Wait, do you have a spell that can make it smaller?
I don't have a spell that
This
can
isn't
make it
D&D.
smaller.
There isn't enlarge reduce spell.
I just wasn't. I guess I have to take the bus to pasture.
You could drive the bus
We
back.
can drive it back. I'll go with you.
Really?
Yeah, I prefer driving to flying anyway.
Well, that's good because I'm gonna fall asleep really soon.
Let's do a road trip, and someday someone can release a special about what happened on our long trip.
Pendleton has a question.
You guys do know that's crossing about 5 different borders.
Yep,
we do.
There's a reason why they flew in the first place.
I'm flying back.
Yeah, so Elsie is in the airplane.
Can I use my law enforcement tactics to know
Yeah.
how hard it would be to? Someone at this point has gotta let me know that it's a stolen car. We know it's now. Has anyone told Fang that it's?
Oh no, we
I
told
think
you many times.
you very clearly.
You did not want to listen.
I have
think
3
we-
hits.
Told Fang and
How
Claudia.
impossible is it for me to get this van across?
You would need to change all of the matrix signatures of the van, get it transferred to you as an owner. Without mainframe, it's going to be a lot harder. You might need to hire someone to do it for you.
As much as I love the idea of this bus and this bus being my new apartment and being able to move my apartment around, I think we have to take the bus to pasture. Where is Bay City Schools? Or
Literally where you were. I think it had 3 letters.
Yeah.
It was a V and an A and an R. Your best bet probably would be to return it to the impound lot.
You know the best way to return it to an impound lot is just to leave it
Yeah, where it is.
anywhere we want.
Literally put it on the side of the road, clean your prints off the dash.
I will do that.
I will say with 3 hits, you know enough. You also don't have fingerprints.
I also don't have fingerprints.
Wow.
I
I
know.
guess you don't. That's weird.
Or is it?
There's a puddle of drool from where I was sleeping, though, that I make sure to mop up.
You don't want to leave behind that DNA evidence.
I don't leave the lung hole in it. I take the other one. There's one more dose, and I don't take it, but I take it.
Why don't we just drive it back to the airport so we don't have to steal another vehicle
Yeah,
to get to the airport?
that's what I assumed you were doing.
I guess that's what we're doing. Okay.
So 10,000 new yen later,
I still
you-
have to pay that.
Oh my
you
God.
had paid it. You leave the bus, parked outside the airport. It will be returned to its home in the impound lot, and eventually
a lot
to
cleaner.
a school district. It is much cleaner. It may finally once again have a life as a vehicle to transport children to and from, or it will be taken by a bunch of gangs and used for drug running. You never know.
The dice says maybe.
Maybe. Dice says maybe. I mean, do you want me to roll to find out, or do you want to?
I actually do. I need to know.
So the question is does the bus go back to the school district? No.
Fang believes otherwise. Let's continue. We get on the plane.
You get on the plane, Elsie. I assume you're gonna manage to fly back on your own. Do you nap at any point?
Oh no, mainframe's gone.
Yeah.
And ditched me with flight duty.
Yep.
I can fly it. I just can't. I can. I'm very well trained. I just can't land due to not being able to see the runway. But I can absolutely do the rest.
Okay.
of
Let
it.
Cromwell fly. It'll make him happy.
I can see on the astral plane.
But you're in the air.
There's less
Astral air.
the astral energy is reduced.
Right,
you
unless
have no
land
way-
gets close
you have-
and land is
So,
what I'm mostly
Neither
concerned
of
with.
you can
not
fly
hitting.
a plane. At this
I
point,
probably can.
I am asleep. Like,
Yeah, Fang gets on the plane and is like, "Good night, guys."
yeah, like Fang is like, I don't. Okay.
I fly Sharky all the time. How hard
I
could
was
it be?
gonna be like all upset about mainframe leaving and all the family stuff that she's going through, but honestly, like just like ditching your co-pilot after she's had like 3 hours of sleep and
So
48.
do you take the long haul out of Fang's pocket?
Exactly.
Easy come, easy go.
Can I have some? I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
Fang's
make
asleep,
it.
and Fang, you know Fang would say
It's
yes.
just like,
It's either that or we like wait here and nap. But I feel like we should like get out
This
of
is
here.
discrimination. I'm blind and people won't let me fly a plane.
Just Cromwell, come on. Let's just go to the cockpit. Don't ask permission.
All you pretty much do is just hit the autopilot button. And
My job is here done.
Or
and they never make it.
if you don't
Story
fly,
over.
you could take a nap next to Fang. Fang's a cuddle puppy.
All right, that sounds better.
Well,
Okay.
I'm hanging out in the cockpit. so
I
don't
need,
wanna do that.
please, I need a co-pilot. Like even just like,
Even Mordecai, just that Mordecai's not allowed to touch anything.
No, but if you see or hear any alerts, you know.
I'm more worried about the alerts I would be hearing if I were back in the cabin with those two. So
Fang is asleep, guys.
I mean, is
Very
it weird?
asleep.
Is it weird that they're together?
oh, it's so weird.
Okay, because I don't want to be like it's weird.
I don't
but
question it.
it's totally weird, right?
I don't question it, but yes, it's 100% weird.
In the back, it's just super nice. Like Fang sleeps, and Cromwell holds her, and he takes the blue bird he stole from the bus, the silver blue bird and the horns, and he attaches them to the sides of her helmet.
Oh.
Wait, what are they?
What?
You know, the yellow bus bluebird logo. That's still got to exist.
Oh, sure.
No, I'm too young for that.
School buses.
It's still
We're yellow.
It literally
I know
still
what you're
exists
talking
today. Bluebird makes buses. Anyway, you know the horns on the sides of the bus?
Sure, yeah.
They're silver horns. Okay. Go look up school
Go to
bus
your local
wait while the
impound
chat's
silver
lot.
horn, and you'll see they have little silver
Yep,
horns
sure.
on Bluebird buses.
I was in a military.
All right, well, it was going to be nice.
It would have been sweet.
England.
That was lovely.
It was a very sweet gesture. He put stuff on your helmet.
That's great. I was sleeping.
So you land, you get back successfully. You are wired as fuck, and then you will crash.
I talk at Mordecai the entire trip.
And I just like when I get bored, I astrally project without telling her.
And I'm like, Hey, so since mainframe left, does that mean that like you guys aren't like having a weird thing anymore?
I am going to assume you're astrally projecting at this point.
I mean, that's your ruling.
No, you make the decision.
You can steal his note while he astrally projects.
I don't really know what was going on between her and I ever. I don't know. I still, part of me will always have feelings for her, but I mean, if she's gone, then I need to move on from that, and clearly she's moved on from that.
I mean, it just seems like at some point there's like no good place to run, you know?
I mean, that's all I've ever done my whole life is keep running. You know, you seem to be concerned that I don't talk about my past, but you should know there's nothing dangerous or anything like that in my history, or nothing even exciting. It's mostly just shame that keeps me from talking. I'm not proud of my past or where I come from, and I just like to look forward rather than backwards. You know, I feel like our story is, the meaning of it comes from how it ends and not how it begins, so I just never read those old chapters.
It's kind of weird to think like at some point I just might hit a point where I don't think about like the first 12 years of my life. Like at some point I could just be like, oh, I think about like my life started when I was 12, and then the rest is just prologue.
I mean, that's what I try to do.
Does it
As
work?
much as, well, when it doesn't, that's when I move on to the next place. It's how I wound up in Seattle eventually.
Are you gonna need to run again?
I don't know, I feel like I'm getting kind of old for it, but nobody really knows how long dwarves live anyway, so who can say?
You've just blown Claudia's mind.
Like, we have to know how long dwarves live. Like, do they just disappear?
They haven't really been around long enough for...
They have particularly extensive lifespans.
Okay.
So, you eventually land in Seattle. After much talking and conversing, information will get passed on to the Draco Foundation. You'll become aware of some pretty negative PR that comes out about Ares and the terrible programs that they were running and capturing of metahumans. And then they assure the public that nothing like that could possibly ever happen at Ares, and if there was, they would take care of it right away. So you at least get an impression that something is being done about it. At least they're probably going to hold someone accountable, and at least for now, the worst of it is probably over. There aren't significant reports of children disappearing and fun things like that.
I assume we let Sam Ortega's brother know where his brother is.
He was one of the 11 children. You don't, unless you choose to pursue it further, you're not going to find out directly what happens to them.
Right, I'm just saying we would probably update the brother that
Yes.
he was at Galahad.
Yes.
He was in a weird
piece-
program, but that program's been shut down.
Yeah, that piece you're relatively confident about.
Right.
And if at some point you guys choose to pursue further, you can find out more information. But there'll be rumblings on the street. They may approach you more specifically. Also, you don't know what happened with Danny's son. That's a fun one. We'll just leave those threads over here.
Oh no!
So, you'll have a little bit of downtime. It is, the new year will happen, Christmas and Corpsmas and weird shenanigans that happen involving sharks and Santa Claus. Totally canon.
Yes.
And at some point, Fang, you will be contacted by your former mentor, Pendelton, whose retirement party is happening soon.
Is it a voice call or is it a picture call?
We'll say it's voice. Why not?
Good, because then I have to move all the beautiful blackboard behind me. It's like, plans! Retirement party, question mark? Infiltrate, question mark? Fancy dress?
You have like 6 different sketches of a fancy dress.
Please tell me those are all the things that are on it. Like there's nothing else.
There's probably like
There's some,
arrested.
and there's some yarn taped between the words.
It's like no logic to the yarn.
One piece of yarn.
It's just in a spiral. All the pieces are connected.
Yeah, so it'll be a simple message of, I'm retiring, you should come, it's business casual.
Whoa!
Please don't embarrass me, please.
I believe they're also allowed to bring your +1. That's
Yeah.
I get a
technically.
Is it on there or is it crossed out? It doesn't. It's an invitation. Unless
My partner said +1, so it's +1.
I'll be there. And don't worry, there will be nothing embarrassing about it.
I like that you got like fancy dress, you crossed it out, less fancy dress.
I mean, it's still like, still on there.
Yeah.
Not being erased.
Business casual.
Oh, what does that mean? Okay. I'm ready. So,
I'm leaving this in your
Yeah,
hands.
so,
What does Fang do next?
we get the invitation. Where is the party at?
Well, it was going to be at my old precinct, but now I'm wondering about that.
Good. Okay. Good.
Think you can't change the location.
Old precinct. Excellent. Where your office is. So, Beck with +1M gets a call, except it's an email. And the email, it says, Beck report, 1,600 hours on this day. Then there are like things people need to bring. Cromwell has to bring a suit and also a gift.
Cromwell is literally sitting on the couch behind you in a suit. While you send
I
this
assume you're in the
message.
same location while you're sending this.
Yeah. Mordecai is asked to bring his magic. Elsie, less sass. So.
Yeah, because that's the one thing police people can't handle is sass. Sorry, that's what I shouldn't do.
Yeah, exactly.
In fairness, Fang hasn't told any of you why
No,
she's asking
just
you to meet
report.
or bring.
So I shouldn't go as Charlie Ammer?
No, you need to go as yourself. Because we have the most important part of distracting.
So you guys
Pendleton.
meet at the assigned time and location.
Great.
What was the location?
My apartment.
Oh,
Okay.
I actually have an important question for. Have you actually told Lance that you and I are dating? Because last time Lance and I met, it didn't go very well.
No.
Oh,
But I did put your name as the +1.
Oh, you mean when you roughed up a suspect he had in his custody?
a troll killer, what the police department wasn't doing anything about, and his hands were tied, so he needed a
Who hadn't had a
maverick
trial.
troll to get some information.
Mm-hmm, that's the one.
I was preferring to introduce you in person because I think you're much more spectacular in person.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So what has Fang told the group?
Show up in my apartment. We're doing a thing.
I show up, but like I cast an illusion of a huge cloud of smoke that I appear in just because I was asked to bring my magic, so.
Yes. I just seeing your face reminded me that I have to punch you eventually. Schedule that.
Easy there, Cromwell.
So
Big smoke.
Is there magic
It's-
carcinogens in this?
It's realistic smoke.
I don't think it has an inhalation property.
behind Fang, the blackboard has been erased, and on it is a map of the old precinct as Fang remembers it, and there are like X's, and we have a plan, and here's the plan. Me and Cromwell are gonna go into the party, and we're gonna be distraction for Pendleton, possibly stealing his keys while he's intoxicated. If he still does that, and it's his choice. Because we're not drugging my old... Then, we're gonna pass those keys to Elsie's fly. Elsie's gonna go to the captain office. She's gonna open the door. She's gonna get the box of evidence that is, it is labeled.
It's just gonna be labeled Fang evidence.
Yeah.
That's what.
Shell Glasgow case. That's fine. And then Mordecai is going to imaginate them all invisible so that we can then get out. Because I need that box of evidence. And this is our last day that we can get it.
I have a question.
I have some. Yeah, you go
Yeah,
first.
well, strike that. I have many questions.
Yeah.
You get the first 5. I get the 5
Okay,
after.
let's start off with what's going on.
Oh, okay. Let's break it down more. Fang like looks at the blackboard like it's okay.
What about this doesn't make sense?
Pendleton was investigating the explosion that led to a raid that led to me being pinned for taking bribes when
This is back when you worked for
when
Lone
I
Star.
worked for Lone Star. That box of evidence, which I never got to go to because it was about me, is the only way I will ever be able to figure out who pinned this crime on me. And
But you've already been exonerated, so is this about revenge then? Or?
Not that we have a judgment about revenge.
Yeah, no, I just like to I like to get my ducks in a row when it comes to revenge.
I don't think it's about revenge. I know we haven't, as a whole, talked a lot about pasts. And it's not because I'm afraid of or you need to be defensive, but on the day that I was pinned for this crime, I was responding to a personal call from a colleague. He was practically a brother when I moved to the Metroplex. Louis Dang was an elf who died that day in that explosion. And he had just got his detective, first case, figure out this tempo and how it was getting spread so quickly, so easily in the Metroplex. And technically his murder is still my fault. And I can't investigate this, and you guys know that Knight Errant doesn't really investigate anymore. If there's a crime, they arrest whoever's nearest, and that's it. So if this is my only chance to figure out who killed Louis, then I have to take the shot. And I don't want to get Pendleton super involved because he's a good cop and he's a good orc, and I don't want him getting pulled into whatever happened.
Are you sure he's not involved? I mean, he could have gotten these files for you any time, couldn't he?
Maybe, but then why didn't he talk, why? I asked him about the Hammond. I've brought it up in conversation, and it's just, he never seemed willing, and...
So it's not about revenge, it's about avenge. Your old friend.
I think it's about figuring out the actual truth to it, and...
So do you think that the target was, what's his name, Mr. Day?
Louis Dang.
Louis Day? Do you think Louis Day was the target, or were you
He was getting too close. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was off duty. He needed help with something, and I came there, and I think it was a convenient that there was a cop that was off duty when bribes were being taken in that building.
You want to infiltrate a police station, then?
We are infiltrating a police station, actually.
It shouldn't be too hard. Go through a door, go through another door. Elsie does some social engineering.
Yeah.
Copy paste, get out of there.
Exactly. And this is the team that can do it. Except for, in this situation, me and Cromwell are gonna wear
Thanks,
fanciest clothes, and we're gonna talk to Pendleton, because I've been watching a lot of these old heist trids to get ready, and I've learned that every time there's a fancy party, you gotta go to it in your fancy outfits to distract.
I don't own any fancy outfits.
That's why you are not wearing the fancy outfits.
I've never had the occasion to bring up my third contact, who happens to be a tailor.
It's true. This was built before we started.
Oh, what accent do I get to do?
I don't have any fancy clothes.
His name's Drew Vuitton.
Drew Vuitton.
Great. That will be
He
our
likes
first.
to go by Drewy.
Elsie,
He's an
Yeah.
elf.
how good are you at picking locks in police stations? and stealing evidence without being noticed.
I just need time to do it.
Great.
But also, like, I mean, if I get caught, am I getting arrested?
So you guys are going to be on Team Wheelie Steely.
Really steely.
And we're going to be... well,
You know how to sell this to us.
Yes.
Hang on. For what's clearly a cockamamie idea.
it's the only way.
There's no way this won't go exactly as she intends.
We're Team Tango.
Oh. Ooh.
Ooh.
It's the dance team.
Because it takes two.
Takes two to tango.
It takes, yeah.
Foxtrot.
And also it's a fancy party.
We are going to be the
Where they mock tango.
I've never gone on a fancy date with Cromwell.
So you want us to just take the entire box of evidence?
I mean, unless you have a way to scan 3D objects, because I assume there's going to be all the physical evidence from 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's one of those file boxes.
Yeah.
But you're confident that there is an actual box that we're going after.
I was Pendleton's favorite pupil in the agency.
Also,
why would he not keep it in his office at all times?
Well, aren't you also going to need the case file?
That's what the big file is.
That's what's in the box.
That's what's in the box.
Okay, because I'm just saying.
Don't get in the way of
Listen, I'm
Lauren's
no
fun.
mainframe, but I do have mild to moderate matrix skills.
Well, then, if you can get into his computer as well,
I can get in. I don't know if I can get anything out of it.
I mean, I beat it.
Even in the 6th world, I mean, you need evidence to be physical. So there might be something.
Yeah.
I took on a Decker pretty effectively just the other week, so.
There we go. Team Wheelie Steely has all the skills. We don't need mainframe.
Well,
if we pretend the Matrix doesn't exist, we definitely do not need mainframe.
Yep.
So,
let's hope all of our enemies do the same.
Tomorrow is January 11th.
It's January 11th. The party starts at
7:30.
7:30. So of course we're gonna show up at
So it's a
7.
party.
It is a party.
Are Mordecai and I going in as guests, or
No.
We just okay.
Yeah. We'll open the back door. That works really well every time.
oh my God, we're gonna
Yeah,
die.
because I'm sure police stations are totally low security.
Well, it's 7:30. They close the police station, so the main don't.
There aren't any crimes.
All the criminals are at home with their spouses and children.
Fate point to.
What do you want to do?
I don't know how to help the situation.
Just go with it. This was GMing is easy, says Claudia. It's not hard, says Claudia.
So, I know we talk a lot about how Mvuk is pretty pink mohawk. I think we've realized that Claudia is
the pinkest.
No, multicolored
Rainbow.
What is it
rainbow
called?
mullet?
At the party? Yeah, rainbow mullet.
All right, so we're gonna go to the party early.
Yes.
Which I guess Cromwell will.
Well, do you?
It's unfashionable, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we need to go later?
well, frankly, we should if we want to follow proper etiquette as far as humans go. But he's an orc. He'll be okay
We'll
with it.
go at 7:32 then.
Perfect.
Would it help if Sharky, attorney at law,
No.
showed up?
No. No.
I will not work with that shark.
What about Sharky wheelie dealing?
Isn't that the other part of what got us thrown out of
Yes.
the police station the first time?
I'm saying he
Spongy
could have
apparition of a spirit.
he could have a client that he's meeting there.
Can you be your attorney character? That was fantastic. You did a good job. What was her name?
The police station will also be open.
Great.
Oh, he wrote it down. Good, because none of us did.
Caitlin Smith?
Caitlin Smith. Just
What is that? Confiscate missile launcher? Is this her to-do list? It's under the name Elsie, and then there's two. I'm like, what is that?
Oh dear.
Pendleton always comes prepared. He was a detective. He passed his detective test.
Technically, he isn't retired yet. This
No.
is his retirement party.
Yeah, it's the day. Is
2
it,
hours on the job.
is it the day before
3 hours.
retirement?
I don't really. When do people do retirement parties?
It depends on to people. Sometimes they give it up and then they party. Sometimes it's the last day on the job.
Well, you can decide what Pendleton would do.
Pendleton probably retires officially at midnight.
Well,
At midnight.
Pendleton is about to meet his greatest match ever.
Don't do it.
Does he have a farm that he's gonna go live on when he retires?
Oh, he's probably just gonna.
No, it's a sensible apartment with my partner Simon, where I can read and play golf.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Sensible
And you can
apartment.
like golf it, like Matrix golf?
Matrix golf, and there's also
He's the golf.
place about 3 or 4 miles out.
Oh, that's
That's
just
really
downright
nice.
lovely.
Yeah. That sounds good.
It's very sensible.
So,
Relaxing.
So Fang's got our plan.
Prep you guys want to do before you.
Nope.
Oh, wait, I thought that was going to the tailor. There's a fancy dress.
Can anyone fly a drone?
I mean, I assume I can.
Does anyone have pilot walker or aircraft or ground craft depending on the type of drone?
Yeah.
Can I default on any of those?
I can do it.
Andy, that is a good question.
All right. I can. I've got an I Spy, which we might need to if we get a key, and we need to get it to him.
Ah, that's fair. How small is it?
It's pretty small and it's very stealthy.
Could we just leave the, why don't we steal the key and then put it under the toilet seat in the bathroom, and then Elsie can walk in and grab it, and then, so we don't even have to deal with,
No, you cannot default on any of those skills.
I'm okay. I've got pilot ground craft.
Okay.
Or, sorry, aircraft, I mean.
Let's make this as smooth as possible.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we're smooth.
Not a lump in this peanut butter.
Great.
7:32 arrives.
Yeah.
The party has just started. There is some people there. Where is Team Wheelie Dealy?
Wheelie Steely?
Wheelie Steely, sorry.
Elsie and I are in Van Helshark. Probably we're a couple blocks away, waiting for the go-ahead from Fang as to
When the back door gets opened.
I'd say I'm
To be
dressed.
clear, the police station is still open.
Yeah.
The party's just happening on a different floor in the police station.
I'm gonna dress like a lawyer. I don't want to use the same identity I used before because I really don't want Pendleton to recognize me.
That's fair. Roll your disguise.
Yeah.
I'm not nervous.
Well, Oh, wait a minute.
Glitch.
Oh, you glitched? You look identical. You genuinely forgot what you looked like the last time you went in. It's a great disguise, but you look like Caitlin Smith.
Elsie, what do you think about needing a shamanic medical practitioner to come in with you to provide a psychological assessment on one of the people they have in lockup?
Yeah.
All right.
He should still be in the system.
Yeah.
No, I am confident that got scrubbed from the system.
I mean, a record of him.
Maybe.
It's not a good thing necessarily.
We could talk you in.
That's one time you went
So
to
shall
perform
we
psychological
say that we're
evaluation.
there to see a client, and maybe
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, maybe Fang can, if she's already up there, maybe she can give us a plausible who's in the pen.
And if
No way they're gonna tell me.
then all we have to do is ditch whoever's with us, and we can go grab Fang's little trophy.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
I will try to talk to see who's in lockup, but
Who are you gonna talk to?
I mean, I'm probably gonna ask Pendleton.
Good.
But non-suspicious like.
So what is the party you go to? So it's on probably the third floor of the police station. It's in their conference rooms. It's opened up. It's a large area. There's probably a large cake that says "Happy Retirement, Lance Pendleton" on it for 20 years of service or whatever. They're gonna include the Lone Star service years because it was a weird employee
It's really sweet of
transfer
them.
thing. It was very nice. It was part of the agreement. There was a lot of negotiating that happened to get
Along with the
Unions.
contracts.
Yes, that was. You gotta stay.
It was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet. there's probably balloons and streamers, and it's kind of one of those like kitschy sort of parties where they clearly didn't hire a decorator, and it was like that one person in HR that's responsible for doing it, but they also had to plan like 3 gift baskets for people having babies and a bunch of other things. So that like the balloons all like one of them says like it's a girl on it.
One of the balloons got mixed up.
Yeah, like one of them got mixed up. And I mean at this point, you arrive at 7:32. So a lot of people are just going straight from work. There's, maybe a dozen or so people in there right now. What are you wearing, Fang?
Good. I was waiting for that question. I think it's sporting one of those like shirts that like they clutches on the top, and it's got one of those like cool chainy things on the back, and then it's swooping front, so it's like, oh look, there's a little razzle dazzle right here. That's not the word I wanted to use.
No, it is now though.
Yeah, the little razzle dazzle, and it's a low back, but because it's business, it's a beautiful dress. It is green. No, that would not look good with her gray complexion.
I don't know what color.
Blue. It is blue. I was looking for a color. It's blue, and because it's business casual, she wears like a blazer, and that makes it the business.
That's her interpretation of business casual. Fang is very clearly overdressed. She is the only one in a ball gown. Most people are wearing like
Did you tell
slacks,
Cromwell it was
cocktail
business
dresses.
casual?
I said you should wear a suit.
Okay, so Cromwell just based his dress off of Fang's. So he's probably what color is the shirt part?
Dark blue, like a sapphire.
I think he's wearing a tuxedo with tails and with a sapphire cummerbund to match.
Yes.
And he feels really uncomfortable, and he does have social stress as a negative trait. So if he overdressed means he will glitch 1 dice easier, which in combination with bad luck means he will glitch if he gets half -2 ones on any roll.
I totally forgot about that.
But I'm really like Fang is super excited. Like
Right.
she never gets to dress.
Cromwell does not let her know that we're out of.
So you arrive, and presumably Elsie is going to ask you to find some names of people in lockup.
Just give me something vague, like if you hear somebody be like, "Oh yeah, we booked some troll killers today." Then
Can I roll
give me
for
something
like
to work with.
I mean, Pendleton's there.
Pendleton?
Fang!
I'm so.
Oh.
Aww, it's so
I'll
cute.
clip that.
Come last. Prince Charmant. I'm glad you could come. It's been a while.
Her real name's Shell as well. If
Yeah,
you know
Glasgow.
that.
But it's been good. I've been reading up on your weekly emails about how you've been doing.
I'm gonna miss
So weekly email.
Like
My friend list update.
I mean, probably. If Fang was a cop, she'd do that. I arrested 5 people today with my
Let's be
katana.
honest, my thing would be Matrix updates about the kid,
Yeah.
baseball game,
Yeah.
my golf score.
Yeah. No, it's nothing at all to do with police work.
It's very endearing. I love to read it. And you've met Cromwell before.
Right. Hello, Pendleton. Nice to see you again.
Officer Pendleton.
Officer Pendleton, for at least a couple more hours. Congratulations. I'll assume your statement of if you ever see me in this police station again, you will have me arrested is undone by the invitation, which clearly said +1.
And he's my +1.
And obviously the thing has told you that we're in a relationship, so
Of course. Me and Cromwell are in a relationship. It's very exciting.
so congratulations.
I'm gonna go look over at Simon and see if he's actually looking at us. Simon's my husband.
Oh yeah, he's like, what? He's like 5 champagnes in. The champagne's free.
Is Simon also an orc, or?
Simon's a human, actually.
Oh, wow.
It's my retirement day. We'll call it war on the bridge, but my eyes on you.
All right. Right, there's only water under the bridge and not a bear, and if there's an animal, it's a dog.
It's 100%. It's a dog.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a dog. Certainly, while we're here, it's a dog.
You guys look nice.
Yeah, Cromwell is just fantastic, and not just, not, yeah, okay.
Yeah, where was that sentence gonna end?
I was just wondering, Pendleton, tell me about work. Did you arrest anyone on your last day? Maybe a name and what cell? Oh, jeez.
Good job. This is going great, Fang.
Roll. I don't even know. I want you to roll something.
Well, it's not intimidate, right?
No.
Okay, so then I roll default, so I roll 1 dice. Yep. Here's my question. Do I get a bonus because of my fancy outfit?
No, you are overdressed.
Hit. 100%.
1 hit. You probably know exactly why she's asking, and you can choose whether or not you care.
Shell, is there any other reason why I came here other than to wish me well wishes? Perhaps to get information or anything like that? You wouldn't do that. You were just here for the champagne.
Of course, I am just here to celebrate.
Simon comes and hands you a glass.
To celebrate. I'm just...
He's on to you, Fang.
Shh, I got this. Out loud, I got it. Pendleton.
Yes.
Lance.
Yes.
In 3 hours, just don't go to your office for 3 hours. Do it.
And I'm like, I look at Mordecai, I'm like, did she just say that? Did she say that out loud?
And
Did she say that just to us?
I just grin at Elsie and I say, "Welcome to MFAC."
Well, she MFAC'd that up.
Yeah.
Because of the surprise.
Because of the surprise.
The surprise. I mean, I've ruined it now.
Cromwell.
I'm sorry. It's just...
Nice save, troll.
Retiring. I'm retiring. Peace, tranquility.
We're going golfing tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
But...
Were you the one that sent the new golf clubs?
Oh, right. That was me.
They are so wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, is this... you're very welcome. I'm glad that
Lance would never say that, but I appreciate some good golf clubs, so we'll put them to good use.
I'm glad they're getting use. I may have been a little angry in the letter I attached to him on account of feeling like maybe Fang was not getting treatment, but you know what? Her name's exonerated, and we all agree she operates completely above the law these days.
Okay, well, yeah, sure.
Above the table board.
Cromwell.
Yes, Officer Pendleton?
You can be quiet now.
All right, I'm gonna go have some donut. I mean, I don't mean to imply you only eat donuts because you're law enforcement, but if there were, I would enjoy them. And if you have other food that you eat as a police officer,
So at this point, mingling happens, more people will arrive. I don't know, do you give them the cue to go?
I have not found a key yet. But I'm also not gonna steal it from Pendleton.
It probably would be a badge, it's probably not a physical key.
we could commit Simon to get us.
But Simon doesn't work here.
But no, he can get it as part of the surprise.
But that would be lying to Simon, and Simon is definitely...
Aren't we already lying to the man who stood up for you?
I didn't do this in front of me.
No, they're not that dumb.
We went over to talk about balloons.
We're behind a potted plant.
Let's be clear, you probably know they're talking.
We're not quiet whisperers.
I was gonna be there, holding a glass of champagne, just...
I feel like Lance knows more than he's saying.
Well, he's quiet. He's a cop. Cops are like that. They're like dads. They're just like, how's your day? Fine. And they don't always give all the information, but sometimes it's for your own good.
So, presumably, are you gonna try and convince Simon to get you a badge?
Let's go with that. Where's Simon?
Probably by the champagne, as I have clearly established at this point.
I'm gonna ask Simon.
If he's intoxicated, that'll help.
Yeah, no, well. Shell, right? Shell Glasgow. I think we met a long time ago.
We did. It was before the whole prison thing.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Well, now they're mad.
I know.
Yeah.
But it looks like you're applauding.
Yeah.
in sign language.
So, you know that Pendleton's retiring today.
Yes,
and
this is his retirement party.
Yes. You're so smart. And I wanted to
You.
wrap up some things in Pendleton's office as a little bit of like a goodbye surprise. Do you have a way to get into his office without him knowing, so that we can set that surprise up?
I've gotten in there before. I could probably get his secretary to let you in.
That would be amazing.
Or the secretary. Yeah. Give me a performance.
Shoot.
Actually, it would probably be.
It's not intimidate.
No, it's not.
Negotiation or something.
Con.
Con. Yeah.
Is that an acting?
It's still charisma.
Oh,
Yeah.
but is it an acting group?
Yes, I think it is. That's con and performance and.
I didn't
Probably
super
different.
glitch, so that was great. So
Do you have
I don't have con. I'm
you
incompetent
have
at acting.
6?
Oh. I will
dice.
use 3 number dice. Let's hope I don't get the risk though is that if we're using glitch based off the original number, I need to, if I get 1, I glitch.
Yep.
And I do
Hey,
not. I get 3
look at
hits.
you.
Whoa.
Also,
Thank you,
Simon
numbers.
is really drunk at
Good.
this point. He is like, you are so sweet. You know, you are just lovely human beings. I'm so, oh
It's
my
okay.
gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm still learning. You are lovely metahumans.
Yeah.
Really, really wonderful.
expressions.
I'm so, oh God, I feel like such an
No,
idiot.
Simon, it's fine.
No, let me go get you into the office.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't I, I'll tell Sally. She can let you in.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Can you let Sally know that a couple of my friends are going to deliver something in there?
Yeah, no, that sounds totally
Great.
logical and not at all suspicious.
Yeah. What's your guys' names?
Trish.
Zach Slater.
Zach Slater and Trish are going to be heading there.
No, I'll talk to Sally. I'll let her know.
Great, they're going to have a big box, and they just need to be able to get in with that big box.
Great. Okay. He's gonna love it. He loves
gonna
the
be-
golf clubs.
he
would
loves
say.
surprises.
He would say. He really.
And he's totally not going to be disappointed in me at all.
All right, Mordecai, listen. She's now
You
like.
are 100% aware. At this point, you guys don't notice, but Pendleton is no longer in the room.
Wait.
Roll a perception.
Oh, I'm not there.
I will take my. Oh wait, no, don't keep penalty. I just glitches.
Cromwell, you were
I
supposed to
glitch
talk to
on my
Pendleton.
perception check.
Yeah.
With 2 hits.
You have been talking to Pendleton this whole time.
Four.
It's not. It's
Wow.
a potted plant, or is it just another person that's vaguely orc-like? 4.
Yeah.
You probably aren't fully aware. Like at some point after this conversation, you'll realize Pendleton is in the room, but not until after you've told Elsie and Mordecai to go.
Pendleton is out of the room.
No, he's right here. Wait, you're not Pendleton.
So Mordecai, listen.
Okay.
If this all goes to hell, I have a plan B, and I really don't want to pull it out.
Is it a grenade? It's not a grenade. Do not have a grenade.
Talking to
Listen, if we need to get out of there, we need a code word that you can, and I will pull out plan B. Okay?
All right. Should our code word be fjord?
Okay. Fjord.
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 So this is what it looks like on the other side.
Yep.
It's not good from over here.
Sometimes they're more coordinated than this.
This is a Fang run.
And if-
this is a Fang run.
If you need me to pull out Plan C,
Okay.
then the code word for that is shark attack.
Shark attack.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Fjord is my plan B. Shark attack is your plan C. Okay.
I summon Sharky when you do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm getting way too old for this shit.
Just wait. All right.
Not bad.
You guys head in. It's pretty, like, you can get in the main area into the pen. No one will seem hugely suspicious. you're probably there to see someone or report or whatever.
Yeah, I do carry a big box.
You are carrying a lot. That is moderately suspicious.
Well, she said I would be bringing
it's
a
an
box.
empty
She
box.
said, when you go up to try and like go up the elevator, someone will be like, excuse me, who are you?
Oh, do you need to see in the box?
Yes.
I just show her and the box inside is empty.
Okay, I also need to know who you are.
Oh, Trish.
Zack Slater.
Great, I need to run some IDs.
Okay. I give her one of my
The
good
one
old
named
things.
Trish by any chance?
No, I give her my Kim Sin,
Okay.
and then I tell her, Trish is my stage name.
All right, give me a performance and what's the rating on your sin?
The sim. Where is my? It's This was not a well-known.
What's the rating
a
on your
5.
5? Okay, what's the rating on your
6?
6? Great.
Wow.
Neither of your sins will raise any alarm. Although you may have to convince her that Trish is your stage name. She's like,
I was thinking about going
Trish?
by Marcy, but then Trish sounds a lot more professional than Nice. All right, so I rolled a 6 on performance.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Head on up. You can get in the elevator. Go walk down the hallway. Fang, when you realize Pendleton isn't there, are you gonna do anything?
I think I'm gonna walk over to Cromwell and like lightly take his hand. Lance has been angry with me before, but
What did you do?
not telling him that we're gonna sneak into his office and steal a box of evidence
Wait, what? Says the person you're talking to.
might be the most angry he's gonna get. And all I'm gonna say is if we start fighting, you don't break it up.
Or if you and Lance start fighting
Yes.
in a police station
Yes.
surrounded by his colleagues,
Yes,
I don't break it up.
you do not break it up.
All right, but here's the thing. Where is he? Since this
I'm
apparently-
pretty sure he's known since the beginning that we're gonna try to do this.
So he's headed to his office.
I think so.
So should we head to his office, or are you going to plan to have a fight with him here
You know what?
at his retirement
that's
party?
a way smarter idea. Let's go to his office.
You didn't say anything to me about stage names. I thought you were going to be a lawyer.
Oh, I don't know.
Am
I panicked.
Am I your acting coach then?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like I wasn't expecting security. I thought I could just like.
It's
go
a
in-
police station.
No, I was expecting to be able to like at least get to the door before. Ugh.
All right, we'll just have to roll with it. I'm sure everything will be fine.
So, at this point, we'll by a twist of fate, Elsie and Mordecai will exit the elevator as Fang comes running from the conference room where the party was being held, and the four of you are now outside Pendleton's office.
Is Pendleton is the door closed?
Door is closed.
I'm astrally perceiving.
There is a person in the office.
There's someone in there. I know we're all shocked and startled. Pardon?
Is it Pendleton?
I've never met Pendleton.
Let me
so-
look. I'll move my vision into the office. It's Pendleton? Yes, it's Pendleton.
Okay.
He's in his office. We're all four outside. He probably knows we're here.
He definitely knows we're here.
I know you're here. Come in.
I don't think we should go in. Let's wait.
I can still hear you.
Curse! They didn't fix the walls.
It's still like cubicles. They're those like little tiny super thin
Yeah.
walls. I'm just gonna say at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna like.
How can we help you, Officer Pendleton?
First of all,
I'm an acting coach.
of course you are. Along with my former officer,
Yeah.
who has a criminal sin with
Not anymore, technically.
Yeah,
She has a regular
exonerated.
Thank you.
sin, who is dating, let me see, physical depth, I believe. You have use magical abilities. You've been involved with at least 72 minor crimes in the last 7 years that we know about. Oh!
Just 72. That's exact. You got all of them.
Miss Smith, how nice to see you again.
So, surprise. We all want to surprise you.
Surprise!
Thank you. How much do you know what we're doing?
Probably more than us.
Would you like a drink?
I need a drink. I am not a fan. This was hard.
I'm gonna pull out the scotch.
Smart plan.
While we're in there, I'm looking around for any boxes that might be marked Fang.
There's
or
definitely
South
just a
Alaska.
box on the table that is marked Fang evidence.
Is there?
Definitely.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, there's
There
a box
actually
on
is?
the table, a cardboard box on the table that has the word Fang and evidence on it.
Well, that was convenient. Thanks for getting this all together.
Do you open the box?
Now I feel like it's a trap.
I'm sure it's not a trap.
Pendleton, is this for me?
Consider it my present to you.
I open the box.
It's empty and it says a note. You're an idiot. We don't keep files in boxes anymore.
See?
Huh.
Pendleton, you're making this a lot harder than what it is. I can't.
Wait.
Joey.
Yes.
Do you remember anything at all I taught you? Evidentiary procedure? Following the clues? The fact I worked at Lone Star before Knight Errant and that was a close case there?
But you know it's not true.
Of course I know it's not true. You're a lot of things. You are hot-headed, you are passionate. Sometimes bumbling, oftentimes in the way, but every once in a while, you do find the truth.
Yeah. I do. And I can't. This was my last chance to get this box, which is not here. Because you're leaving. And then no one is going to be here to back it up. There's no one here who's going to keep investigating. It's going to be done.
Dear, I hate to tell you this, but no one's gonna follow up anyway here. This is Knight Errant. Why would they care about Luz? That was just a guy that died well before they even came to the city.
But don't you care?
I care. He was a good man. He was going to make it somewhere. He was going to be the next chief of MIDS. But he died young. You should have gone to my house if you're going to steal things from me. My cold case is there.
Really? I mean,
Where? House?
You guys want to come over to my house?
yes. But Pendleton, people, you know better than I, that people don't want this case opened. And you are retiring. You're gonna have a wonderful life with Simon.
So, are you going to be a Shadowrunner?
What do I do?
I have a job for you.
Ask him about the job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have good people backing me up. Pendleton, tell us about the
Are
job.
we sure this isn't entrapment?
I'm retiring in 5 hours. And technically speaking, entrapment is illegal on my side. I would be going to jail for that.
Wow. He's good.
Yeah, he's the best.
Cromwell's convinced. All right.
Yeah, alright.
Should I close the door?
Yes, you should close the door.
Not that it seems to make a lot of difference.
Really activated jammer,
Yeah.
Please don't activate a jammer in the middle of a police
But
station.
it activates the other, like, you can hear into the, like,
Yeah,
voices.
yeah, it's a one-directional hearing.
I'm just gonna press the phone. Hey Lisa, can you clear the floor for me? I need to do a private conversation.
Fine!
Just take the extra
Everyone's at the
bottle.
party anyway!
Take an extra bottle of champagne home.
Okay. Everyone gets that from their drunk.
All right. I'll give you the file. I know who did it. I've known for a couple years now, but I haven't had time. And you remember Akshara Minden?
No.
Detective junior grade at Lone Star, moved over with me to Knight Errant. You know, pretty much everything you were not.
Yeah, I remember her now.
Meticulous.
Yeah.
She's been rising a little bit too much in the scenes. Thing is that I can't pin her for anything, and now that I am leaving the force, it's impossible, but she's dirty. And if there was anybody, it was probably her. So I need you to find the last evidence.
Find out if she was taking the bribes. Find out if she set that explosion up to cover up that tempo.
You're not going to be able to find out, I don't think. But if she's dirty, she will remain dirty. That means she's still doing what she does. And I have some people on the street that says she's still doing it with the cutters. Now, I can't do anything at all unless I catch her in the act. Knight Errant isn't like Lone Star. They don't care about the evidence. They don't care about closing cases. Unless I catch you red-handed, they don't care at all. So that's how you have to do it. You have to find when she's doing the meet. You need to catch her in the act, and then I can call in Knight Errant, and that can be over.
Okay.
She might not go down for Lewis's death, but she'll go down.
So you want this one done by the book, insofar as you're hiring Shadowrunners, but the actual takedown, you want that to be official?
Yes, and I'm coming with you to make sure that happens.
Won't they miss you at your party?
I don't think he's coming with us.
You just said the words, he's coming with you.
I wasn't listening.
Fang, I don't know how you didn't make it as a detective.
I tried 5 times. Somehow.
This is what I have to deal with.
You tried really hard to train her. You really did.
I mean, with you still being on the force, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to do.
He
Is
runs.
that a conflict of interest?
It used to be, but I'm done. And this is the only red in my ledger left. Look, Shelly's like a daughter to me. I never had one. It broke my heart when she had to go to jail, but...
Just assume you're doing that in the office.
Yeah,
Like with your fancy dress.
Yeah, I'm wiping the tears and it's ruining it.
Now I'm gonna cry a little bit. I guess
It's cute. It's okay.
She's been a lot to me, and I just want to do right by her, and she's right. Once I go, this thing is done forever. This might be the only window of time that, this London is gonna go, because she's gonna go up in the world. She's smart, she's crafty, she's ruthless. Next year, she could be moving on to the Ares Corp.
So you said right now you think she's working with the cutters.
Probably more likely the Cutters are working with her.
The cutters were bringing tempos in.
Tempo.
Yes, but there's more than one.
Oh my goodness.
For those who are unaware, Tempo is
Thank you.
a drug that was incredibly prolific globally a few years ago, and it's been a consistent problem. The entire reason why Seattle, not the entire reason, but one of the significant reasons why Seattle changed their contract with Lone Star to a contract with Knight Errant is because Lone Star failed to stop Tempo in the Seattle Metroplex. So they were like, screw you, you're doing a bad job. So Knight Errant were like, we'll make it better. And then it sort of did.
Sort of. Yeah.
So Tempo is, the new methamphetamine.
Insofar as like a new corp comes in and the problem disappears, and
Yeah.
you're never certain if the corp was the person causing the problem in the first place.
More like a hammer to scalpel.
Yeah. And it's somewhat less of a problem now, but it is still an issue.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, you got edge.
Even you get edge.
I get edge.
Yeah.
And I get edge.
Uh-oh.
So edge just lets us do crazy things.
Here, you're an orc, so I'll give you a green one.
Yeah. Pendleton, it would be my honor if you joined. If Umfek could help you on this run. And I
So are
make
they
one.
going to be Pumfek?
Pumfek.
or
Pumfek.
Lumfek.
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 We
There's only
need
one
more
M.
friends whose names
Feckle.
start with vowels.
We do need more vowel friends.
Yeah.
Let's make one thing clear. We do this my way.
Yeah.
We avoid violence when possible.
Sure.
We follow the clues.
Yeah. Yes.
We don't make any assumptions.
Okay.
Wow, you've really never been a part of MFEC before.
Hopefully he'll never have to again.
Follow the clues. Less violence.
And please do not use any restricted weapons in Seattle metropolitan space.
Let me just check my list.
I don't think we have any restricted.
No. None whatsoever.
Guarantee all of your weapons are
What if
restricted,
it's
if not
the-
forbidden.
Bear God, what's using the restricted-
Can I just roll my computers really quick to bring up the list of known possible weapons that Elsie alone carries?
Please do.
Just Elsie alone.
Let's do this. Let's do this, Pendleton. No, seriously, let's do this. I can show you a permit for all of my weapons.
9,
You
11.
can get permits for restricted weapons, but not for forbidden weapons.
Right.
So, like,
No, but I
Rocket
do have my
launches
paperwork where the paperwork is appropriate.
Well, just need perception of electronics.
Give me a computer and logic.
Computer and logic.
Hit that Pendleton. Let's have it.
Which I probably gave you computer.
Yeah, you give me electronics.
Yeah, that's the computer group.
I don't know why I was singled out as like a weapons.
Because
like,
Pendleton know if I had a forbidden weapon, I would
Cut
definitely
to
use
Elsie with her sniper rifle.
And he doesn't know that I am a forbidden.
I also would need I need someone to give me the book so we can check next to all of them if they have an F or an R.
The only
There's like
one,
3 hits.
3 hits.
The only one that is an F is the striker.
That Elsie
Rocket
has?
launcher.
Okay.
Everything else, I have
everything else you have a permit for.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably aware that she owns a rocket launcher or has used one in the
Not
past,
on me.
But it is not on her person right now.
Mordecai and I are also required to be registered
Yes.
as awakened individuals.
Zach Slater, registered awakened individual. Shasta Shaman, Towel Mage,
By chance,
acting coach.
do you summon a spirit that is in the form of a war-dwelling thing, like a shark?
I summon here, I summon there. I summon a little everywhere.
Then he waves his towel in front of your face.
My group is a little bit different than the group that you used to run with.
I see. It's very
We're a family.
special.
we've kept her out of trouble. I mean,
Well.
except for the whole leaving the country while she's on probation and things. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm gonna need a cone of silence from you. So whatever we say in the group stays in the group, and you
He's
don't
not
go
gonna do
tell your cop buddies about it, okay?
He's got 5 hours.
Yeah, but we don't do this for 4 hours and 50 minutes and then he goes back and gets us all in trouble.
Pendleton, Lance, he's right there. And he is the best cop that has ever existed in the Metroplex.
Aww.
And he wouldn't do that because he knows how hard it is for runners.
You mean top off his awesome career by arresting 4 Shadowrunners?
No, because he only arrests those who are actually needing. He does what
He only arrests people that need to be arrested.
Yeah, he
Like criminals.
like criminals. He takes care of what needs to be taken care of, and he knows that some things can only be done through the shadows.
Alright, so no forbidden weapons, only permitted restricted weapons. I think we can do that.
Yeah. No rocket launcher.
Hatchets are not even restricted.
Yeah, they're just for
Tomahawks.
cutting wood.
Right.
Let's try not to kill anyone, please.
Do I?
We always try not to kill anyone.
Can I put on my? Can I? I don't have my helmet with me.
You are not wearing armor right now.
Yeah, I will die if we
So
get.
I think we need to hit Fang's apartment, pick up some stuff. Where are we gonna start? Do you know where Miss Dirty Cop is?
Akshara.
Akshara.
Yep.
Come to my apartment in an hour. I need to take Lance home anyway.
Your Lance.
The other
Oh,
one.
sorry. Simon.
I need to take myself
I need
over.
to-
Goodbye.
I need to take Simon home.
He talks about himself in the third person.
Where do you
so
think that-
cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I hear all the best detectives do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
You
came
know,
into my office.
It's their way of distancing
Metal
themselves
arms
from
glinting.
situations.
You know, we
That
also
makes
do
a lot
too.
of
We
sense.
monologue a lot.
I expect at least one monologue. We're going to have some time pass in which Mfek go to acquire their weapons and things. and Lance takes Simon home. And perhaps on the drive over, Mordecai regales us with the tale of that one time he dealt with a Decker quite spectacularly.
Yeah, well, no, I just took a side job a couple weeks back. Confidentiality and all. The corp wouldn't want me to share who it was, but they were concerned that Shiawase was going to be attempting to revive Erizlin. And, I don't really know. I've heard such things aren't possible, but, ever since the dragon, who knows what's possible and what isn't anymore. So, anyway, they sent me on a mission to their biotech research facility in order to try to destroy any data that they might be using in order to do that. And I felt pretty good about doing it. I scoped the place out. Their magical defenses were not very much at all. In fact, there was only one mana barrier and I had no trouble slipping past it. And when I was in there, though, I started to get concerned because my comm suddenly got cut off, and I noticed that the cameras were beginning to all rotate around towards me, and I wasn't in a really good situation without a Decker there, so I had to try something different than what I normally would. Fortunately, they had provided me with some really powerful reagents, so I summoned Cyber Sharky, and he appeared, and it was spectacular. And unlike anything I'd ever seen before, he was there in like a leather duster and with those AR gloves on his fin, but they were just like fin-shaped, so he couldn't really do anything else with them. And he had the translucent yellow headgear and whatnot, and all the screens moving around. And he jacked into an open station that was nearby. But that was when I realized that Sharky doesn't actually know the first thing about decking.
Right, astral spirits and
technology
don't really.
It felt like a long shot. Still, I told him, brick the Decker. So he yanked on the cable, and he pulled the whole section of the wall out. And just fortunately, he opened it up to a room that there was clearly a Decker in VR.
Oh.
And clearly their information hub as well. And so Sharky grabbed a brick and he smashed it against the Decker's head. And so I guess he effectively did brick the Decker, although he chose, a more literal way of doing it than I had anticipated. Anyway, we were where we needed to be because clearly that was the data center, the hub of their biotech research facility. So I was doing all the lightning bolt stuff. He was doing his lightning eyes.
So you broke into Shiawase.
Well, it was one of their smaller research campuses. I know. Well, it seemed not that threatening. And honestly, the only people who eventually did show up were some lab technicians, and I tried casting a spell to convince them that I was there as a shamanic practitioner in order to revive the person who Sharky had brained, but the spell didn't quite work, and they were shouting stuff like "Geek the Mage," and so I did my whole whoop, 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 like little darted through their legs, got out of there.
Nice.
Mission accomplished, one way or another.
Well, the bear god knows we don't need any more Erisons.
This is really awkward for me, but I actually have a message for you from Shiawase.
You have a message for me from Shiawase.
Yeah. They say, we know what you did to our spa. You better watch your back.
What did you do to the spa?
I don't know, but I don't want to know anything else.
Yeah, I may have destroyed their spa with an earthquake. It was.
Yeah, they know it was you.
I don't know how they could possibly know it was me. I scrubbed my astral signature clean.
Well, maybe
it could have been any random moving of tectonic plates.
Well, they wanted me to tell you that, just so you know. And now this is really weird because now I feel like they're gonna be like, I'm like Mandy in the middle, right? So they're gonna be like, hey, what is your friend Mordecai saying about us? And I'm gonna be like, Mordecai, he doesn't say anything about you.
You're friends though, right?
You and I, yeah.
Okay.
In Fang's apartment.
Which the whiteboard, the
chalkboard.
The chalkboard's still there.
Chalkboard.
It's rotating. It's a whiteboard on one side and a blackboard on the
It's
other.
really one of those spin ones.
Any particular preparation you guys are going to do before you head over to Pendleton's?
I am just going to change out of my dress into my jacket. It's yellow, but it's also can change colors, and my Kill Bell pants and my boots and armor and.
He wants to do this by the book. It looks like it's time for Charlie Hammer.
No.
What?
No.
But Charlie Hammer's
As much as I love it when you talk detective to me, I can't have that right now because if another night, that means that there's 2 Knight Errant officers and you need to be, I need Cromwell.
The dame was right. I had to stay low for the night, so I took it off. My partner Cromwell went instead.
I can see why she likes that. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Elsie is just stress eating through Fang's fridge.
Can you guess what's in it? Because it's amazing.
Mustard.
Yep.
Whipped cream canisters.
Yep.
Cold soy calf that's like got that much in it.
Yep.
A bowl
I was
of
saving that for later.
popcorn.
Well, all of your food goes in the fridge.
Yeah.
So
It keeps it fresher. Keeps the bugs out. The magical ones you can't see.
Yeah.
And there's at least 3 packets of not cooked ramen.
Yeah.
You can rip up the pieces and then just chew them. You don't even need to boil it. That takes too much time. You could just you add a little bit of soy sauce to the powder and you stir that up and then you dip the ramen bit in that and then eat it.
I recommended it for detective once.
the other 4 times she did it herself.
It was clearly a thin year at the for the recruits.
You arrive at Pendleton's home. It's lovely. It's a nice apartment in a good part of town.
Yeah.
Clearly, a corp job, good salary. It's like a terraced an apartment with a balcony and patio area. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's classy.
Yeah.
It's their winter home. they go to the mountains in the summer.
I married well.
Yeah,
You did very well.
It's good. Time as well.
What, do you think this is my salary?
No.
I was wondering, to be honest, because
What does Simon do?
He's probably gonna be doing some Matrix work, I'm thinking. Freelancing.
Yeah, freelance matrix.
Nice.
It's legal.
Yeah, well, and it's also good when you don't work for a specific corp.
Well, let's be clear. We all
That good.
engage in legal practices all the time, or we'd be in jail.
100%.
Of the time.
I'm an acting coach.
So at this point, you have an objective to catch Akshara Nundri in the act of
What is that name?
Akshara,
Akshara?
Akshara, Akshara
Akshara.
Nundri, Nundri.
Nundri. Yeah. Sorry, I mispronounced it.
It's
Nundri.
it isn't.
You can thank Fang for that. So your objective is to catch her in the act of working with the Cutters in a non-legal sense. Granted, they are a gang, so likely any interactions with them are going to eventually become non-legal. The suspicion is that she has been the one that was passing on information while at Lone Star, and is likely to be continuing to pass on information to the Cutters that have enabled them, or to look the other way, and that have enabled them to continue to bring tempo into the city of Seattle.
And the Cutters, they're just one of them standard gangs, right?
They're a street
responsible
gang.
for a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cutters are somewhat unique in terms of gangs, as they tend to run more like a business. They almost are more akin to organized crime, but with less of the family element. More of the strongest one is in control, but they tend to do a lot of cost-benefit analysis. They're good at running drugs because drugs are a big market, and tend to reward those who approach them more like a business.
They're a lot harder to catch because they're better at it, right? They're not no Halloweeners.
They're not the Halloweeners who are like, woo, we're putting on masks and smashing the streets.
Moreover, Knight Errant doesn't really take kindly anymore to tempo. Like, if they find anyone with it, they smash them and all their neighbors.
So if we can find, if Akshara has any tempo on her, we can also pin it that way and be like,
oh yes.
So,
but that would be a somewhat different crime.
Yeah.
Than extortion, bribery, and the things more directly connected to your case.
Which is what we want, because then we can finish up Lewis's original case.
That would also be considered like a betrayal of Knight Errant, which would be, surprisingly enough, not probably dealt with, or maybe not surprisingly, but dealt with more harshly than just possession of tempo.
Yeah.
Or drug running. So your goal is to probably catch her in one of the bigger crimes.
Yeah.
And ideally, you need to keep her there long enough, wherever there is, with the cutters, long enough for Knight Errant to get there and arrest her. And despite what some people might think, HDR takes a good 5 to 10 minutes to show up at a given location after they're called.
And that is 100 combat turns.
Something like that, yeah. So let's just put it this way. If you are engaging in combat and we're going into initiative, you're probably up shit creek.
Wait, but that's...
I'm not saying that there won't be fights involved, but just as a heads up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's like 100 combat turns, and we normally
'cause
get through
one, which is 3 seconds. So...
On season 7 of Corpse Sins, we resolve this story.
You're saying we should not expect the cavalry to arrive during a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just curiously, are you guys coming in your van?
I don't have one, and Mainford's not here, so
Yeah,
we're
you
definitely
can't
I guess
bring
we're
your
all-
Dinah.
I will take the Harley.
Oh.
Do you take the plane?
No, not. Well, where are the cutter? Like, where are we going?
You're
not.
probably near the downtown area.
But just to get to the apartment.
Yeah, you're just going to
Or-
Pendleton's right now.
Now, let's be clear. You're going to my doorstep.
Yeah.
Because I will walk out in full armor, actually.
Good.
Though it's not exactly fitting anymore. There's a little bit of a hunch here. I didn't have
You
to.
can get it refitted at some point. Like,
Mordecai
I've been working at a
sympathizes.
desk for the last 5 years. I didn't need to refit it.
you didn't
And with the
requisition
deck.
new armor.
Yeah.
Also, I have the files with me in chip format.
Not in a box.
I'm just saying.
I really hope you hand her a box again and she opens it. There's just a data chip inside.
Let's go with that.
You're the
box! It just...
It'll be bow tied too. There's like the happy face.
Trolling.
You are not coming to my house. Though Simon and Alex have extended an invitation for dinner in a week.
For me?
For you and your boyfriend.
Who's Alex?
My son. Oh. Yes,
Well-
cops can have kids too.
Well, Mr. Pendleton, hop on into what's the most bitchin' ride of your life.
This is actually happening.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think. It's actually pretty
For those
great.
who aren't aware, this bitch and ride is Van Helshark, a dilapidated, essentially VW bus sort of van with a shark painted on the side.
A bitching awesome shark mural that glows in the dark.
It does. It
And
glows
a
in the dark.
mechanical hand.
Yeah,
on
a
an
mechanical
arm
hand
Yeah.
on the top.
on the back.
Please lotion, it's shag carpet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's
still-
like shag carpeting and like a beaded curtain probably inside. It's also a manual.
And I'm wearing sunglasses because
It has-
I wear sunglasses when I'm driving Van Helshark.
That makes sense.
At night.
Yeah.
Anytime.
In the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are very, very subtle. I can see this.
Yeah. Wearing a big yellow helmet. This is Fang.
We can be, at least some of us, when we need to be. But we are currently without our override.
All right.
It's true.
So I'm going to plug in. I'm assuming there's like a comlink hold or cable, whatever. What is on the chip?
So the main, I will tell you this. I didn't write it all. The main information that you have is, first of all, the name. There's some kind of tenuous connections between events, like the person. People have kind of tracked her. Pendleton has done a little bit of work, but nothing that would raise her suspicions. You've noticed that she has been directly involved in tempo cases since her time at Lone Star. So she's kind of been part of it. She would have access to a lot of information, including when drug raids were going to be happening. One of the ones that you notice is that the night Lewis died, there was a drug raid planned for that evening.
Oh.
And Lewis preempted it. He was going in to gather some more intel. He probably shouldn't have done that, but he preempted that drug raid.
And that's why he called, because he didn't have any backup.
Yes. And so then the HCR that showed up after that was the planned raid on the location. When they arrived there, and you've noticed a similar pattern whenever they've arrived at locations where they've done raids for tempo, the location has been completely destroyed and scrubbed of most information. There has been significant amount of demolition that has occurred, and that there is little to no evidence of anything beyond cutters or a gang was there, and kind of a little bit to suggest that tempo, but nothing significant or major showing where they've gone. So they clear out very quickly. To the point that it's somewhat suspicious that they have been able to do this so consistently.
What are the nature of the demolitions?
Most of it is tied to explosives.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily know what causes the explosions beyond its high impact explosives, but it's at least it appears to be somewhat planned demolitions. They intend to get out and destroy the evidence behind them. And it's somewhat suspicious that they've been able to do this so consistently. Mm-hmm. The only person who has been on the case the entire time has been Akshara. So she's basically the only name that has been consistent throughout this entire thing, and the pattern of their behavior has been somewhat similar.
I bet she's now considered an expert at tempo cases.
Yes.
So if we could find a location where the cutter is actually in operation and feed her fake information that there was a planned raid, she would have to communicate that to the cutters, right? To have them clear it out?
Exactly. Moreover,
so getting a hold of Akshar isn't particularly hard. She still works at Knight Errant, so you would be able to have some communication with her, or kind of drop off information, sneak it in there. Whatever method you try to do. Finding her is not particularly difficult.
We have 5 hours.
Yes.
Because that's when he can call on a raid. We have a timer, because if we go over that timer, you can't call in. People will bust her.
Mm-hmm.
Except
you
for anonymous
could.
Tip, but that could take anywhere from...
Yeah, they would be more likely to respond if they get a call from Lance Pendleton, cop extraordinaire, than from Lance Pendleton,
so it's
civilian.
1201, or they're going to be like, nah, you're retired.
I think that's how it goes.
Yes, that
all-
midnight mark, man.
It's all handled by computers these days.
Well, actually, let's make something clear now. The reason why she wasn't caught in the first place was because they don't want to catch her. To admit that they have a dirty cop means that you lower your profile when you sell your services to other people. She's dirty, that means that you can't enter, it's dirty laundry. You want to look as clean as possible to your clientele. Just the fact that she makes money and there's nothing directly responsible from her means that she can do what she wants to as long as she stays clean. That's why we need to catch her red-handed, because if there's no choice but to arrest her, they have to do that.
Yeah. They can't look the other way if you catch her doing it, but they can look the other way pretty much any other time.
Do we need to call in Toth at Seattle Street News to add some leverage? If we get maybe if they break a story that might
a little drone eye following you around.
Or we could record it and send it to him, and then that sends extra PR to be like, this is a dirty cop.
force Knight Errant to acknowledge that she's dirty and arrest her.
No, this is Lone Star business. It's not even Knight Errant. We take care of our own.
It's Knight Errant. She works for Knight Errant.
Yeah, but
No, this is from Lone Star.
Oh, this is from Lone Star. Sorry.
Yeah,
no.
Lone Star takes care of its own.
Yeah.
I do, however, like the idea that we give false information and we say there's going to be a surprise raid here, and then perhaps she will then have to talk to her contacts.
That's the rub there, though. Do we know where here is? Because
Right, we need it here, but once we have it, we can feed it to her, get her to...
So
And
what's
just catch all of our actions. after
So
she
is the
gets that
first step for
information.
us to find one of these locations that
Yeah.
that the cutters would
That's going to be, and it's not going to be for any low-level guy. We need to have at least someone with enough clout to know where a storehouse is, because we can't have her catch a pocket full of timber. We need enough for a full supply.
Yeah. You need to go back to the source, wherever they're bringing in and then redistributing it into the city. Or at least one of the locations. They probably have more than one.
I have some knowledge in drug smuggling because I was working with
This
Luis.
is your job.
Yeah, I was working with Luis we were working on the case together, but I wasn't allowed to be on the case. Does that
Do you
make
want to hold a seance and
No, I just want to roll my what
that a
area
thing you can do?
should I start looking at? Because where drug warehouses, and Cutter territory is gonna kind of cross.
I also have a lot of street drug knowledge.
Good. Yes, go ahead and roll.
I got 2 hits for area, and if I can add that to what contact she should make.
Ooh. Elsie knows a lot about this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got 4 hits, and I rolled 6 dice.
That's great. I just did the odds.
Did you guys hear that thunder and lightning?
The dragon!
I'm hopped up on Dayquil right now, guys. Woo!
I love things.
It tastes disgusting.
It doesn't. It tastes delicious.
They have capsules.
Do not enjoy Dayquil as a recreational product.
Yeah, that's why I don't have any in there.
Voice.
Stop talking.
Thumpers.
Please be careful with your medicine use.
Hyper RPG does not approve of the use of Dayquil as a recreational product.
But Elsie can roll 4 hits on Dayquil knowledge.
Side effects may include sneezing.
Tempo, on the other hand.
Tempo.
That stuff's great.
Oh my god.
Get you guys drugged up. Let me blow my nose and then I'll answer your question. You're welcome.
No, I love this. It makes you real.
Someone clip that.
No.
So gross.
So gross.
There's so many things with me clipped now. Most of them are weird.
Where should we look for tempo?
Where should you look for tempo? That is an excellent question. You do not know where to find tempo, given that it is one of the most restricted and problematic drugs. You do, however, remember some locations where you have talked to people that may have be able to get you some more information about tempo in particular. We're gonna dig back into the memories of when you got that bliss.
No.
You do remember going down to the lovely arms.
South Lake Union?
Yeah, the lovely arms in South Lake Union.
The lonely arms?
Lovely
arms.
Because track marks.
Oh, I thought it was your arms are so lovely. Hold me as we dance.
Like lovely arms.
Yeah, but now it's
lovely arms.
drug references.
I recommended her for detective once.
Stop saying that like it was a mistake.
I got it once. Very clear. She took the exam 5 times.
I paid for the exam 5 times, so it was fair. It was allowed.
I assume that you actually only took it once. 4 times you were late and weren't
No,
on it.
Fang is on time. Okay. She just was, didn't study enough.
Oh.
And was also bad at spotting things, and also couldn't put the clues together, and also was bad at vocabulary. Really
First
good at the
time
punching
she
part.
failed to find the location of the exam.
She has a heart of gold, though.
I do.
Heart of gold.
Heart of gold.
All right.
So that would probably be a place to go to find a little bit more information leading to who's been selling tempo. It's definitely more of a hush-hush drug because it is so high profile.
Okay.
Can we clarify? Does it have to? It doesn't have to be tempo. It has to be any drug operation the cutters are running, right?
Yes, though you suspect that. Ashkara is specifically.
Okay.
The likelihood that she's been working with them on just they're gonna come raid your warehouse full of bliss. The one they would clear out an entire warehouse and destroy it with explosives would be tempo.
Okay.
So, and then in terms of your location, you know that the cutters operate most significantly in the downtown area, but they kind of expand to some of the further reaches. That being said, it is very unlikely that they would put their warehouse in the downtown area. Right. You know that most of those go into the more dilapidated buildings. You remember from the few times you worked with Lewis on the case, it was fairly outskirts, barrows sort of areas. Not the Barrens, sorry, not the Redmond Barrens, or the one that's full of tiny werewolf puppies
Alright.
right now.
I was like,
The view
Olive
olive.
Barons.
But you would definitely be looking in like industrial areas, warehouses, abandoned buildings. Something that they don't necessarily have to pay for or acquire in any legitimate sense. They can just claim by virtue of having more guns than the person next door.
That sounds about right. So do we want to hit up your contact?
Yeah, I have a drug contact down at the Lovely Arms, so
oh, that place.
yeah. So I can go find out maybe about where to get some tempo. Might lead us to some cutters, but having a cop there isn't gonna.
I'll stay in the van. Just,
Right.
Be careful.
Don't actually buy anything.
Yeah. Tempo was really, really bad, and if you actually acquired some, I actually would be required to report it, even if it wasn't from you.
What if I find it and I turn it over to police custody? Because obviously I'm a concerned citizen.
In which case, you would probably get an accommodation in the middle, and for a good citizenship. And then investigate it for actually finding something.
A little bit.
Double-edged sword.
You know, we're doing our best to work outside our box and like meet you halfway here. You could, I mean, you know what it's like for Shadowrunners. You could, which we are not, but you could cut us some slack.
For the next 5 hours, let's just say if you don't directly tell me something, I'll pretend I was busy cleaning my glasses.
Oh,
That's a note for you, Fang.
great.
I'm just saying.
All right, I'm just gonna
Loose
go
lips
talk to
sink
some
ships.
people.
I'm gonna remember that because I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Still.
Yes,
Do you want
I've
to
not
just do
forgotten that
now?
rage. Do you want to see the scar? It's still there.
Well, look, we can have that boxing match anytime.
We have 5 hours.
I had a week where I was doing nothing. I was just out in Snoqualmie. You could have given me a ring if you wanted to.
Maybe it's hard because I want to punch you in the face, but also you're a father figure and I don't want to punch you in the face. But I'm gonna feel better after I punch you in the face.
You punched me in the face.
Yes, I have. And I felt better. But it's different.
Do you want to just punch me in the face right now?
No, it needs to be like an actual like.
You can punch me in the
I'm not
face.
gonna
I
punch-
won't stop you.
I'm not gonna punch you in the face.
Elsie's getting dressed up like a Trekkie.
Come on, punch me in the face.
I'm not
That's
gonna
actually
punch
kind
you
of
in the
scary.
face.
I'm just gonna.
I'm not gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna punch you.
You gonna punch me in the face?
Fang, do you need to roll like a composure test?
I do need to roll a composure test.
I think it's logic and willpower.
It's one of my quick.
Yeah.
Got 3.
You can maintain your composure if you want to.
Mordecai, if you continue to tell me to punch you in the face, I will punch you in the face. And I don't know if it's gonna be today, and it's definitely gonna be tomorrow.
So, to be clear, either today or tomorrow,
Pretty much.
I would get punched in the face.
But it'll be when you least expect it.
I want to do it in a boxing ring, and so I'm hoping after this run we can go to a boxing ring.
All right, let's
There
go to
is
a boxing
Joe's.
ring.
Oh, Joe, we gladly. He hasn't seen you in another, 3 weeks?
I've been going. I've just been
We'll go to a boxing ring. Until then, please try to remember I offered you a freebie.
I will remember that you offered me a freebie.
These rosy cheeks right here. Could have been
Remember
yours.
that one time you guys had a boxing match
And
outside
Mordecai
of a
won.
street gang boxing ring
It wasn't
in
so much
England?
boxing as it was like a slap fight.
It was a slap.
Because you were really hoping that somehow they would be like, oh, we should bring these 2 prime fighters downstairs into our illegal boxing den.
And did it work?
No, it didn't.
Well, you had to pick the one plan we had that didn't work out.
Yeah. Every other.
Jeez.
So we're.
To be clear, the reason my Fang wants to punch you in the face is because you threw a lightning ball at her.
I didn't throw it at her. I threw it in the spot that she happened to be occupying.
That was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. Other
And
than
her
getting my
arms
arms
were
blown off.
exploded off.
I feel bad about it, you know?
I know, and that's why we're gonna talk about our feelings after we punch each other in the face.
Fine.
I'm so glad none of this has been recorded.
Yeah, no, that's for the best. So
I'm
Elsie,
back.
you're dressed.
I'm back at this point.
just went
At
in.
this whole conversation, I went into my thing.
Let's jump back a little bit. Yeah, after this whole conversation, give me your disguise. Just kind of see how well you fit in with the general environment.
4.
Okay, you made yourself appear grungy and somewhat desperate. Like greasy hair. You like found some like pomade and slapped it on your head. And just in general, you know, it's a little gross. It's a little unpleasant. And you slink on into the lovely arms. There's it's like an underground, almost like you have to go down a set of stairs. The windows are completely blacked out except for like some blinking
For the record,
neon
Elsie hates
signs.
this place.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah.
There's a bartender that's clearly serving drinks out of glasses that have not been cleaned. And several well-armed individuals. There's a pool table. Someone like half drunk in a stupor.
Yeah, this place makes Elsie really
Why
uncomfortable.
hasn't this place been shut down?
You got your shit on one, another one opens up. At least this one they can monitor.
That's fair.
There was the lovely arm. The lovely arms. Lovely arms with a Z.
There we go.
Love arms.
Love arms. Love X arms. You know.
New management.
Pretty nice arms.
Love. There's an R. Just the R. Lovely R.
Arms.
Yeah.
Great. So, I see if I recognize anybody from my last visit here.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's been a while since you've been here, and you definitely didn't try and make a lot of friends. But you could get a pretty good read on someone who like has the sort of stature about them that they feel comfortable there. That's probably your biggest clue. That like this is their job, like their place.
And Elsie probably knows enough about the cutters that if they have any sort of
I
look
think their
about
colors
them, she
were
can probably identify.
yellow and black.
That seems right.
Yeah, that was the colors. I might double check that.
Those like your colors?
That was the reason why it was easy to pin this on.
It wasn't
wearing the cutter colors.
Oh.
I guess that's
And they probably, I mean, they don't tend to wear a symbol. They're probably, I mean, it's in their name. They almost will all have some sort of bladed weapon on them.
Okay. So I look for a likely person like that fits all this, that checks all the boxes, and I kind of take I order a drink from the bartender, but I'm not gonna drink it because
Sloshes, some of it's spills over.
minor and also dirty glassware.
Yeah.
And so I take my drink and I go sit kind of near my target.
We'll say it's one of there are 2 people playing pool, so it's one of them, and it's like shitty AR pool.
Yeah.
So like it's a little bit with augmented reality, but like but like they're actual pool cues and balls, but like it's like got extra bells and whistles with the AR, but like it's not really working.
It's glitchy.
Yeah, it's like so they keep yelling at each other over. No, that was a stripes. No, that was solids. I'm sorry, you know.
And I say to them, can I get next game? All right, put my quarters up.
And the game finishes.
Yeah.
Like, let's turn on a 3.
Okay.
And they'll call out the numbers, you know, like, what, there's like 1 to 5 and like 6 to... the way you split it up across 3.
I've done that. We'll see.
Think your number.
Sorry? Great.
You want to break?
Yep, I'll break. I'm just kind of like being a little twitchy and things. But I think Elsie's actually probably a pretty decent pool player. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we will.
What are we going to roll for this?
I don't...
Is it perform or
I feel
is
like-
it...
I feel like it's agility.
I mean, it's definitely agility.
Blades.
Are you good with like?
would
Is there
say
pole arms
throwing.
or like clubs?
Yeah, what like, do you have agility-based
Exotic
skills?
melee weapon.
Give me an argument for what you want to use. As long as it's agility. And whatever skill you want to use with that. And then explain to me how you are using that skill.
Oh gosh. I know, I'm looking here.
I'm
Dogs.
going to. What's that?
Is it dogs?
Dogs?
Has dog skills.
Knowledge dog.
Mad dog skills.
Okay, that
Dog
skill
owner.
you're gonna have to give me a pretty strong argument.
No, I'm
Roll
gonna
performance.
argue that it's a. I'm gonna argue for long arm.
Okay.
Because I think it's
It is.
Please explain to me agility and long arms. It could also be a charisma skill too. Like if you want to do agility and performance or something like that too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a pool cue is roughly the length of my sniper rifle.
Okay.
Different weight, but I think that really a pool is about using your rifle per se to attack the cue ball. It's a projectile because your cue ball is hitting other balls into pockets.
I was really thinking you were gonna make an argument based on like the geometry required to figure out like the arc of it with like the shot and you know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I
especially
think-
now that you can shoot around corners.
Yeah, I would
and,
put a
yeah.
scope on it.
Great.
Definitely.
Roll your agility and
It's
long
like a
arms.
breathing
to play
out
pool.
trick. Why is lots
I thought you were gonna make her roll a performance to convince you.
Well, let's do an opposed test. I roll all of these dice.
Funny thing, two best boot players I knew. One was a math teacher, and the other one was a professional shooter.
Well, there we go.
I like
man.
you. I got a 4.
4. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I rolled a lot of dice on that, so should have been better, but it wasn't. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's not bad. You do a nice clean break. They sort of nod. They're not like they don't think they can maybe completely take you. That you're not hustling them or something.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue playing unless you try and strike up conversation or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just like I'll continue to play and I'll start like I mean, I'm not trying to like pretend like I'm not gonna like there's not a purpose for not like being that coy about it. But be like
So at some point they'll just if you continue and you don't really say anything, but you're kind of making it clear, one of them will be like, "What are you after?"
I'm looking for some information about where I can get some tempo.
That's a big ask.
Yeah.
Suppose you don't come to the lovely arms for a drink.
Not usually. I mean, I don't know. I've scored some bliss here before, so I figured.
I mean, that is not a small jump. That is bliss to tempo. One is considered a crime. The other one is considered a crime. Capital. You know
Girls
what
gotta
I
make some money somehow.
Go looking to sell.
More like I have a boyfriend who's into it.
Oh, honey, it's not worth it.
He's going to get better.
I know you're lying, but I still want to give you a hug right now.
I mean, he started out small, right? So, like, started out really small. Anyway.
Like, he's hooked gonna get better? Like, what? He's not gonna get better. Just end it.
Listen, can you set me up or not? I got money. I can pay for it.
How did you find someone in the sixth world in a drug den who cares? All the-
It's the boyfriend story. It's never gonna get better. It won't. It won't change for you. Anyway. Performance.
I am. This just makes me so nervous. Everything like we're going back.
3.
Yeah, I'm going back.
I rolled a lot of dice.
Yeah. Elsie, you're in for 3 hits on performance.
No, she doesn't like buying drugs very much. So
No.
She doesn't.
she doesn't.
You are not the I don't think tempo's your jam. Maybe try some deep weed or something first. Start off a little lighter. This is clearly your first sell, and I just don't think it's a smart place to start, kid.
Hey, I've got money, right? Like, I didn't think you guys were that interested in humanitarian efforts here.
It's not just about the money. See, if you fuck up, which you probably will, because you're a kid and you have no idea what you're doing, then they trace it back to the person who sold it to you, and they get back to the people who get it to me. And then I'm the one on the line.
I'm not gonna get caught. Seriously, I'm not. Besides, it's not like we're like, I mean, this is low profile, right?
Tempo is low profile.
What I mean is, like, I'm not gonna, like, go out and, like, tell a bunch of people I did this, right? Like, just need to...
Do you have a business plan? Like,
I'm really, listen, I'm
is the
really
best
just
drug deal
supplying for my boyfriend, and he really needs it. This isn't gonna be, like, a regular thing, you know?
Give me a con.
What? Who is this guy? Describe this for me. Describe who this person is.
He's probably got like a beat up hoodie, with like an armored sort of jacket over the top.
He's gonna ask for references. That's what I'm waiting for. Asking for references.
Yeah,
next.
yeah. No, he's got his like a nice survival knife on his side. Clearly a couple other guns strapped in places. A couple scars across his face.
Yeah, he does.
Somewhat like that kind of burly but a little bit lanky, like awkward sort of size.
Elsie, if this doesn't work, I'm coming in as your
Greasy hair.
boyfriend.
You
Yeah,
sit
6.
down.
I don't know. He's an acting coach.
He's an acting coach.
I want to say Pendleton like picked Mordecai up by his collar and put him back in the seat.
Hey.
Look, kid, we're a close-knit group. We don't go outside. I can sell you a hit, and that's it.
Would I know any names of rich families that might be linked to being addicts, like in a slide that would probably buy in bulk, that I could feature?
Maybe. I mean, I'm trying to think where most of the tempo would end up. I mean, it's mostly known for being a street drug.
It is.
But there would probably be some corp families that might be buying it.
If it's anything like the modern days, there's always some rich families who like to
It's true.
try to.
Yeah, we'll say, give me
Drug smuggling or law enforcement?
logic and your your computer.
In my computer?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Or your memory. Actually, what's memory test? It's logic and
I don't know. It's
What's that
7 for
one
me.
default?
So it looks like logic and intuition.
intuition. Okay, give me logic and intuition.
Okay, that'll be
So there's no limit on that one.
13.
You're smart. You're smart.
And it just says.
You know,
Number.
I'm gonna
It's
actually
probably
add
Intuition.
4 thumper dice to this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Thumpers.
Yes, thumpers.
Get a name.
Get a name.
3, 4. Wow, that's it. 4 hits.
4 hits. You can pull on a last name. So you would go with the Cato family.
Tell them that the Catos pay well.
Sorry?
Tell them that the Catos pay very well for
Okay.
this.
Tell you what. Make you a deal. I'll tell you who it's for, and then maybe you'll trust me a little bit more. It's for the Cato family. So now you know you've got something on them if I mess up.
Surprised they're sending you in.
Well, he blew through his normal stash.
Doesn't want the family to know.
Right.
Kid. So he'll offer you. Oh gosh, how much is tempo? This is a hit of tempo. A lot, probably. Yeah, we'll say, I got a hit for you. 5,000 to you.
Inwardly, Elsie is like, ah! Like,
That's a lot.
but like outwardly, she's like, okay.
Well, it's pretty much completely banned in Seattle, so like
Yeah.
finding it in Seattle is insanely hard. So.
Is it like the pufferfish that if you eat it? Never mind. We're gonna.
No, it's actual illegal drugs. It's like having methamphetamine.
You guys do have money, right?
Well, we spent most of it on a plane flight recently.
And a bus that I had to give back.
Yeah, I've got the money because I would have brought money to the meeting, and I give him the money and I'm like,
Am I the best girlfriend ever, or what?
Honey.
It's just.
Wait, are you giving him the money for the location or for the...
No, he's selling you. He is giving you drugs.
Does this help us in any way?
We need to get a name.
We need the location.
We can tail this guy, potentially.
Yeah.
too.
Oh!
Ask him.
You know if he has it, that he will
Yeah.
eventually have to go get more.
So I mean, so we know that he's a seller. Maybe not. He's maybe not a cutter, but
He might be a
at
low
least
level
has to-
cutter.
Yeah. If he's not a cutter, he's working with him to deal. So he's still part of the operation.
Tell him that you're gonna probably need more tomorrow.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you have more supply needed.
Listen, if he goes through this, not saying he will, but is there someplace I can find you?
He'll give you a contact, like a burner comm, a place. Contact me at this. If you need some tomorrow, I'll make sure I'm in stock.
Okay.
Going under. I just go right into an astral projection slumber, and I just go and I sense this guy's astral signature, so I'll be able to track him later.
Okay.
And then I'm back.
Oh, good. That's
Somehow you still have Sharpie all over your face.
Great. So I complete the sale.
Yep.
And
he hands you like this really ridiculously small package. It is potent stuff. It's like wrapped up in several layers. I mean, it's good stuff.
Thanks.
Sure the Katos will enjoy it.
I'll probably be in touch again. I slink out and I just make sure when I leave that I'm not followed. So I do a little bit of doubling back and whatnot, and
you get back in the van and you hear, "Punch me in the face!" No, I'm not gonna punch you in the face.
Oh no, I am not going in the van with that shit on me. So Elsie actually puts it in her pocket. So she's got a raw edge pocket in her pants. So this is actually a World War II prison camp trick. In case you're wondering. But so she can put it in her pocket and have it fall through her pant leg, so it doesn't look like, it's not obvious to anybody that she's dropped it.
Oh, so it'll fall out of her.
Yep.
Oh.
So she's got the end of her pant pocket tied up. She pulls it and drops it as she's walking. It doesn't look like, it just looks like she's got her hands in her pocket.
All right.
I would have thrown it in a jar.
So some poor homeless person will be like,
I'll
"Ooh,
take-
sweet,
The
heroin."
minute you walk in, I'm just gonna hold evidence back up. Tempo, please.
I think we're at South Lake Union,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking that I probably
Dumped it in Lake Union.
Yeah.
Some
Those,
fish is
those
like,
fish are
Wait,
Blah, 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 blah.
before you get rid of it, if we need a plan B or a plan C, we might need to plan it on her.
I don't want to plant.
No, you're not gonna plant on her because not only is that a class 2 felony, when she gets exonerated, she looks like an even better hero for having the dangerous Shadowrunners try to frame her.
I'm just. That's fair. That's fair. If we're gonna
Well,
get
I
her.
need to stop saying these things out loud because it's only a class whatever felony if someone knows that this is what happened.
Right.
So at this point, you have dumped the drugs in the Lake Union.
Yeah.
Cromwell is
You are
realizing
a
that
man.
maybe he needs to not say things out loud.
Just message him to me, babe.
Yeah.
All right.
Shell, were you jumping him last time we met?
No. This is a thing.
Like Elsie's like, gonna leave the van. Don't listen.
You know the
La 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 la.
All right.
You're the best.
Well, I'm going to track his his astral signature if I can.
He's still in the club, isn't he?
I mean, he'll probably be there for at least another hour or so.
He has some time to kill.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me, what do you see in him?
He's right there.
I know.
I'm not gonna objectify my boyfriend in front of you. I mean, I will,
I'm just
but
curious.
I mean, Protective.
Protective.
Yeah. He's
To a
good.
fault.
He's got a strong heart. He believes in what he believes in.
To a fault.
He's strong in many ways, emotionally and physically.
Does he treat you right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But yeah.
Cromwell's just like sitting there this entire time.
I'm assuming we're in the
Cromwell's
front
okay
of
with
the. Yeah.
He's like, there's also the fact that if a giant warehouse explodes, I'll probably survive the explosion. Which, in a world where that sort of thing happens, seems to be a good trait.
Would not want to wish that on anyone.
You do know that Knight Errant has at least 50 drop sites in the Seattle area to drop bodies they want found. Just saying, it's an interesting fact.
Cromwell is at everything a gentleman.
Good. Because I hope anything but a gentleman would be worth shell.
So some time passes.
You're worse than my dad.
Cromwell just tries to keep his mouth shut for the most part.
So if we planted this evidence, that's a class 7 felony.
Yeah, just lots of questions.
You just ask about different felonies. Spent some time researching different crimes on the Matrix. So some time will pass. I assume you're just gonna kind of be astrally perceiving until he leaves.
Yep.
Probably about an hour later, he'll exit the bar, gets on a motorbike because he's cool like that, and begins driving away.
All right. I'm going to tail him while astrally projecting.
What?
Well, yeah, what?
What?
How can you drive and also project?
No, my projection is going to tail him. Fang, you're going to have to drive Van Helshark.
That's fine.
I'll just keep popping back whenever I need to issue directions where to go next.
I'm a fantastic driver since you've seen
that
me.
Cromwell could just astrally perceive for you and then direct Fang
you've
to
got
follow.
a plan.
That works too.
Yeah.
Is he actually a fantastic driver?
Yes.
Fang actually has some skills in pilot ground vehicle.
Ooh.
Fantastic is maybe not the word I would use, but she has skills.
I'm pretty good at following as long as you can keep within reasonable distance.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm gonna follow. I don't want to get too close.
Astrally projecting, I can move basically at the speed of thought, so it's not hard for me to, if I need to back up and then close the distance again, I can do that.
I climb on top of the van so I have a better view, and I sit in the hands.
Oh my god. Cromwell, get in the. We're trying to go.
You installed that, right?
I did install that, yes. I don't know that you can sit in it. It's like
I'm just
it's like
saying.
a reaching.
Why did you install that?
Because I could grab people on the go. I totally understand.
Oh, believe me, it'll have its moment.
I hope it will.
You can high five the van while you drive by.
Cromwell's huge. He's a lot more comfortable on top of the van.
That's fair.
Anyway,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he can see better from up there.
Everyone is also probably more
And
comfortable when Cromwell's not.
He's
in
got
it.
his chameleon suit, so he can, to some degree, not be super noticeable. Other than the fact
The
that he's
van.
in control right now of the van, which is why I said,
The van itself.
to some degree, he's relying on the van to distract people so much they're not necessarily going to notice
That is probably
a
what will
chameleon
happen.
suit wearing
Oh,
van.
look at that sweet van. Is that a troll on top? Nah.
Nah, it was a giant claw hand on
Right.
top of that bitch's
There's so
van.
much shit on the van. I'm just saying, Cromwell's not going to be that noticeable.
I'm surprised no one has tagged it, honestly.
Oh, it's been tagged.
Really?
What?
Not on the picture. Probably not. Like, there's been some respect for the art already on the van,
There
but it's
better be.
definitely been tagged. Like, all over. There's so many tags on it.
But is that before or after Mordecai's got it?
Both. I mean, it was abandoned in an alleyway for a while.
I would, if I noticed those tags, I would clean them off.
You spent a lot of your time cleaning off
I
tags.
believe it.
How much do I have to get to not crash the van?
Generally, depending on what's happening, at
I'm
least
tailing the van.
tailing. So it's going to be more of an issue of how effectively do you tail after Mordecai.
I'm going to use my point of edge to re-roll my do not lose Mordecai roll, because that was the worst roll I've seen in my life.
Was it all ones?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's
Thank
better.
you, Thumbers, because legitimately we would have lost more.
I used 4 Thumber dice to cast my my Cryptothesia at a higher level,
Cromwell's nose starts to bleed a bit, but he seems okay for the most part. He can extend that vision. He can see astrally as far as the human eye can see.
Oh, okay.
But his cryptothesia can go 120 meters right now. Or no, actually 240 meters right now.
Okay. Mordecai, go ahead and give me an astral perception roll to follow after the guy.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my 5 thumper dice. Thank you, thumpers. And I got 4 hits.
Okay. So I've got 4 hits to follow, 6 hits. 4.
That was just to be able to see
Can you
better.
give me your astral perception or your perception to follow after Mordecai?
Yes.
we've got a train going here, so I need his for yours for yours.
I drive good.
Yours is for
more.
driving, and yours is really about responding when Cromwell goes right, no, left, no, right, straight.
His accent got
Yeah.
very crisp.
Oh boy, sorry. Right, no, left, right. No.
Is he Scooby-Doo now?
I think he just taps on the side of the van like
Yeah,
that's a-
That probably makes sense.
Because he's like his arm span is the width of the van.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, wow.
but wait, was that a
Right.
this? Or
5 is my perception. I
Great.
use 2 more thumper dice for that.
Okay. So you, between the 3 of you and your various,
Go team.
between the 3 of you,
Is this
and
normal?
huh?
What
Is this
part?
normal?
Which part?
All of it.
Yes.
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 Usually there's more failing and more confusion, and we are together going to catch this person. This is the first time I felt like in our hearts that this is what we have to do.
This is my go-to from now on. Is Cromwell's just gonna climb on the van if it makes sense to tail somebody.
Good. So you successfully tail. The Mordecai communicate like following in such a way that Cromwell can keep up, and Cromwell tapping on the sides of the van, and Fang having to do several quick turns. So Pendleton and Elsie are thrown around a little bit inside the van. You probably have to grip on a little bit, so there might be some like slight finger mark dents in the side of Van Helshark.
Seatbelts. Seatbelts, everyone.
Where he has to hold on. And you track this drug gentleman.
The drug gentleman.
The drug gentleman.
He was a gentleman. He wanted, a plan.
Yeah, he wanted a business. Like, you don't just sell tempo to
from the
any
drug
kid on the
fellowship.
street. Like, if they want to run tempo, they need to be thoroughly
Does he
vetted.
have a signet ring from the Drug Gentleman Society?
Yes.
It's a
The
pinky
drug
one
masons.
with the long nail.
Yes. You successfully track him back. He heads south. He gets on I-5. At some point, there's a lot of speeding up involved. Cromwell's horns and hair are whipped in the wind. Thankfully, his hat is jammed on pretty tight, so he doesn't lose it.
Well, it's onto his horns.
Huh?
His horns hold it on pretty
Yeah,
well.
that's what I'm saying. It was jammed on over the horns. And so you make it down into the Kent area. And he weaves through some streets. There's a fair amount of double back, like you suspect like at one point he gets off I-5 and then drives around and then gets back on, and you suspect he's trying to avoid people tailing him.
Okay.
Or he stops and chats for some people. And so about 30 minutes later, he pulls up and he will get off of his bike and go into the front of a building that from a distance, and I mean, how much of a distance do you want to keep from him astrally?
Well, he's not awakened, so I'm not worried when I'm like following him generally.
Yeah.
But once he gets to the location, like as long as I can tell clearly where it is he's going, I'm probably going to.
For non-Seattleites, Kent is in the 5th world, like 30 minutes out south of the city.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sprawl area.
He drives fast.
Yeah.
All roads lead to Kent.
It's probably more
There's
like
horse
45
races.
minutes.
I'm unconscious, so if you're trying to talk to me.
So you assume you keep a reasonable distance
Yeah.
from the location, but you get a pretty good idea of where in the city of Kent you are, and he enters into a building. If you want to investigate further, you certainly all can choose to.
Well, so I'll return to my body.
I will follow him in with my vision, just because if someone sees a spell, hopefully they might assume he brought it in. I won't be able to hear anything, but I might.
How does your spell look on the astral plane?
It's a spell, so I think someone could sense it and quickly know it's a spell,
If their sensing roll is high enough, they might be able to determine what spell it is.
Okay.
It's basically an adjusted clairvoyance, so a lay magician might be like, oh, it's clairvoyance, and a really great roll might tell them it's actually ultrasonic clairvoyance.
Okay. What's the force on the spell?
I rolled it at, and I made a chart without actually doing the numbers. I rolled it at 5, and it's F plus, so 5.
5. Force 5. Great. So as you begin tracking your spell, like, can you move it instantly, or does it? Do you kind of move it in a line?
I can move it once a turn,
Okay.
so it blinks from place to place.
Okay. So are you gonna blink it inside the building?
Yes, I'm probably just gonna be moving it along with him.
Okay, so you blink it a couple of times, and like the first time you're a reasonable distance away, and then does it give you any astral sight?
No.
No. So you get closer to the building, and you see some people with your vision. There's obviously you can't see through the walls. There's probably what appears to be some sort of fencing because you can kind of see through it, but it does mess with it a little bit because it kind of
any kind of glass I can't see through.
Yeah. So the fencing you can like see through because it's like chain link, but it's kind of messes with the
Any
signal.
motion detectors would screw with it.
Yeah, and you see some people walking around, and then you start feeling that someone is going to try and dispel your spell.
I'll quickly just blink back.
Okay.
I think there's some sort of shaman or magician in there.
I didn't notice anything. I kept my distance.
I tried to follow him with my bare vision into the room, and someone was using the magics at me.
Well, that's not a good sign. That means they know that someone's here.
Also means it's probably the place. You don't use that much magic unless you have something worth protecting.
Yeah, but it's still too early to call in. We can't set the this is the fake because it could be not the Cutters. It could be anybody, right?
I mean, if we call it in legit, from either Detective Officer Pendleton or even Charlie Ammer into her, because she's the one what's in charge. Calling a hot tip. If it's a tip that matters, she'll probably do something about it.
No, the rub is actually getting her here. If she's smart, she's just going to call her friends and have the explosive expert. You need a legitimate reason for her to get into that building.
Well, we can figure that out in a moment. Right now, Fang, you got to drive this van around the block because they could be out looking for us any moment now. We've just got to
I'll blink it out
get better
pretty
cover.
quick. I'm open they think it was something he brought in with him.
It still doesn't hurt if we're just talking. Don't drive. Is there like a what is the gas station? Like a gas station restaurant where we can pick up like really bad soy calves?
Yeah.
Like
it's like
what are those machine press soy calves?
You can go to iJump, the drive-through breakfast bar.
Yes.
And gas station.
Let's do it.
So, what's a reason that she would have to actually go to one of these locations?
If any of the comms are compromised, if you convince them that there's some taps in the matrix that the only way you can actually get through is person-to-person communications, I could let her know that I was let off tip for my retirement that they're going to do a surprise raid because they've had all sorts of matrix chatter. Make it seem like if she really wants the credit for this bust, she needs to come with the raid.
So it would like just say like they're gonna. I like the idea that she has to be credited for her raid, but how can we make it so like she wants to get that credit?
It's not about getting the credit. You have to give the urgency. You have to make her feel like she has to let them know as soon as possible without indicting herself. That means.
Well, there's also. So one thing you might think is that if she feels like people are listening to her or on her comms, that she's better off going in person.
So
rather than leaving a trail.
Do you have any friends in Eternal Affairs or whatever Knight Errant has? You could just you could convince to swing by her office without telling them anything, just to make her nervous.
Would that keep her from going to the scene of the crime, though?
Well, she'd need to think that they're listening in on her devices, that she can't communicate to them.
But I know anyone.
Just passing on the information digitally isn't going to be sufficient. She'd need to do it in person.
Okay. Can we hire just do we have her comm link address? Couldn't we just hire someone to put some really bad listening device on her comm
What
for
if-
her to find?
What if we had our friend Toth call her or contact her with a question, like that seems like he's investigating her.
Oh. But then she
No,
might.
I don't like that because
Then Toph might get in trouble. Like, I don't want to pull Toph into the cutters. He's
It
a good
sounds
guy.
like we can just like put a very obvious bug on our comm.
Well, our Matrix specialist is not at our disposal at the moment, so.
But a bad
Just
one
off
that's
his
not
deck.
going to linger to you. Do you have your old deck? You're not, you know.
I pull out that has a dragon on it. This roar.
Nice.
You, like blow up
Neon.
the dust.
Oh my goodness. No wonder.
Looks like a keyboard.
On the side it says tank.
Does it look like a Commodore 64?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I'm
It's a
thinking.
glow in the dark. Why do all my father fingers have glow in
Load
the
Shift 2 star Shift 2 comma 1.
Press the intro command and suddenly all the lights pop up like it's a pinball machine.
Hold on a
So
sec.
are you able to put a bug on our comm?
That'll be easy, I think. If it's the same as it was 10 years ago.
In a different system.
But my question is about what you want to do after retire.
Golf. And maybe write.
Huh.
I've always wanted to do monologues.
Have you considered writing Matrix programs that are illegal?
Oh, is this how you met your honey?
You hacked into his. Tell me that story. Later.
Anyway, later.
Yeah, later.
Oh, tell me that story.
You gotta get me far more drunk to get that story.
Your best bet would probably, in order to put like a crappy listening program on her deck, you probably need to be closer to where she is. That you shouldn't have too hard of a time, like if you talk to your secretary or something, be like, where is she? And they can do some calling around and find out, so you can get moderately closer in terms of physical distance.
You can take my Harley if you need.
Yeah, let me do that.
That way we can stay on site.
Before we split the party, we can also just hire a decker.
Yeah.
To do it.
But then. My only concern is that you are going to get caught in putting that fake. But you. This is not at all connected to your Knight Errant account, right?
But Fang, look at that deck. I dare say it's bitching.
Don't let him touch it.
It was
I like this
even-
guy.
It would be. It would
No,
be.
wait,
it would
let him
be
touch
the
it.
real crime.
This is like Chekhov's.
The real crime would be
Yes,
not
fired.
letting him use that thing to put the bug.
Fine.
He's a man of taste and quality.
And gremlins. So many gremlins.
I am
Don't know what
going
you're talking
to
about.
go through, finish the drive. Well, I was gonna be like waiting at the drive-through. We haven't picked our order yet.
I'm sorry. would
We
you-
need a little
you
bit more time.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hi, welcome to iJump. May I take your order?
What's the special?
Pancakes with bacon, soy bacon on them.
Give me a little bit more time. I think that's a good plan. At least get some pancakes.
I'll get some pancakes to go.
Yes.
All right. Well, we can all go because
Yeah.
we have to tell her back anyway before it makes any sense to.
That's
try to
fine.
get the
We
jump on
know
this place.
we know where the den is, so we
Yeah.
can always get back here.
Great.
And frankly, the more distance we put between ourselves and whoever was working on Cromwell's magic there,
Yeah.
probably the better in the short term.
But we'll need to have surveillance so we can see when she enters the building and. Hold on.
Put the back door in. I don't tell her about it for another. How much time is it until midnight?
I think you guys went to the party at 7:30. It was probably at
It's
least
been an hour,
it was
hour.
like at
45.
least 30 minutes at the party before everything went horribly wrong, and then it was like 9 o'clock by the time you had started.
Wow.
It's probably like 10 p.m.
Oh.
We might need a speed.
Yeah. So we will take 5 straight.
Hi, welcome to iJump. Can I take your order now? Are you ready?
I need 4 orders of fries, 2 sides of bacon, and a poached egg.
Okay.
Do you guys want anything?
I thought we're in a hurry, and he said we need to speed, and he's an officer. An officer of the law said we can speed. We should go now.
We need 5 soy calves.
Okay, that's 5 soy casts, 3 orders of fries. Wait, 4 orders of fries, 1 poached egg, and
2 sides of
2
bacon.
sides of bacon. Anything else?
I'm good.
Oh my God.
Really?
You order your food and leave.
Wait, did Mordecai secure the... No, of course he didn't.
Did he secure
Cromwell's
the
just going to
van?
connect to the van and...
The van is manual.
That was manual.
It's a manual
We
van.
get the food and we drive.
The connection is between my foot and the gas pedal.
I don't know why I even ever
I'm
imagined
driving.
that
We get
Mordecai
the food
would-
inside.
Because I don't make him glitch when he's driving
Yes.
because it is a manual. The arm is not. He had to get like a computer installed for that.
We get our food. It is terrible. They've messed up the orders.
You're eating with like the fries between your legs. They give you like 2 orders of.
Those were all for Elsie. By
Yeah,
the
no,
way.
I know.
Yeah. We got pancakes. No, we didn't. I don't remember.
You roll up a pancake and
Yes.
eat it like an ice cream cone because I've seen how you eat pancakes, Claudia.
Remembered how we eat pancakes.
Our fault,
'cause
we
it's
were in
really
a hurry.
obvious.
We are driving. We are stopping. We drive at least 3 miles away. I am drinking my soy calf.
You put in some calls to and they'll let you know that she's at one of the precincts or something doing. Yeah, so you can find her. It's not particularly difficult and get within the distance that there isn't any noise penalties. So probably the easiest would be you go into VR because that'll give you a +2 bonus to all of your rolls.
I will definitely do so. Try to find
Warning about that one.
He doesn't know, unless that's in his records.
Nope. You go into VR.
Lovely. What can possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Wait, what? I missed that.
When you go into VR, you go unconscious, much like when you astrally project.
Oh.
I do nothing.
Okay.
He's an officer of the law. I know that. Okay.
And I'm just sitting in like the opposite seat,
Mordecai.
glaring at Elsie the entire time.
So roll me a matrix perception, which should be your logic and
It's just perception.
yeah, it's just perception. It's perception, but on the matrix. So roll a perception, logic and perception.
Logic and perception.
If I haven't given you that skill, I should have. In which case, I will
That'd
tell you
be a
how many
lot.
dice to roll. Yes, it should be. You're a detective.
Well, so is Fang.
No.
No.
Try.
Once recommended.
Once recommended. 4 out of 5 detectives did not recommend Fang.
I have a lot of dice.
Good.
Yeah.
As you should.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits.
Great. You have absolutely no problems finding her deck. Finding her. She probably is running with the deck. She's an investigator. It like decks are not forbidden; they're restricted. Like you are allowed to have one if it is part of your job. So she's probably running one, which makes it a little bit harder. So in order to put a program on it, you probably want to. Just trying to think. Let's do. It's gonna be your electronic because it's the electronic group, and then logic.
Electronics and logic.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. I really like your sheet, Lauren.
Yeah, you're welcome. I make my NPCs sheets. Although you are using your deck, so this is going to be an attack action. So your limit is the attack stat on your deck.
Okay, my attack stat
Which
is...
I don't know how you configured it because you have 4 stats on there.
Oh, yep. It's probably going to be the 7. Then,
Okay.
So.
Attack's normally the higher one.
Aw, there goes all my dice.
No, that's just
No,
your limit. That's
so-
how many hits you can take.
So
Okay.
you
That's
roll
your-
it, but
Okay.
how many? Yeah.
So use all the dice, and then you can take up
Oh,
to
that
7
didn't help
hits.
at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits.
Ooh.
Nope.
So you're trying to place a mark, and it does not succeed.
Yeah. No, you've got
Oh,
6.
I got 6. I'm
That
just-
will succeed.
That's a hit.
Yeah. The rabbit
You have
logo.
7?
Yeah.
I have a rabbit dice.
Oh yeah, no. The thumper dice have rabbits for the 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sweet.
6s are easy to tell. The 5s are a little tricky. We all colored in our dice
It works
in
really
such
well.
a way that we can. It's much easier to see the 6s than the 5s.
This is a lot better than the 1s and 2s I usually get.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, that 6 is much better than 4. Damn it. Fine. You place a mark on her device. And she is unaware of that. So go ahead and
Don't we want her to do it?
No.
you want to place the
program.
how do you do it as a snoop?
Perfect.
So it's going to be the same. This one is going to be though intuition and your electronic.
Intuition and electronics, right? That'll
And
be
then
17.
your limit on this is sleaze, so
Sleaze, huh?
it's a little bit more dangerous if she notices. You're
I really-
actually
Yeah.
I,
Chat dice.
I do have chat dice. I'm gonna use 4 chat dice.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Thumper dice.
He's like, huh, I haven't done this in a while. Like, what does your Matrix persona look like?
It looks like a turtle, except with a tank backpack and a little missile on the shoulder.
Yes.
So it's a Blastoise.
No. It looks like that one launcher from Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm sorry, I just said it was a Blastoise.
It's a Blastoise with a mech missile bank on the
no,
shoulder.
there-
It sounds like.
I'm gonna go geek out while you roll. There's this character in this one Yu-Gi-Oh battle. It is against Seto Kaiba. I believe it is on top of the place, and Seto Kaiba's gonna jump off if he lost. But there is a turtle that launches monsters at.
Mark's like, launcher turtle.
Yeah, it is. But it has a giant metal catapult, and that's what I'm thinking of. So tweet that picture at me, please.
I think it's also 7.
So you have 4 stats, so one of them's gonna be, I don't remember what the
All
stats
right,
are
all right.
yet.
In that case,
You can configure it however you want, technically.
okay, that'll be 6 hits then.
No. Do this.
That will
And
do
then
it.
this is-
So
yeah.
you're like, you compile.
Yeah, because my sleaze is 6.
Spend a little bit of time putting
Enough
together
weak, I'm
a really crappy Snoop program. You're like, you get your like shittiest program, and then you just like put it on her deck with your turtle. So it's like a little turtle egg. You're like,
Oh.
roll it over in the Matrix. Her persona is much more composed. It's, we'll say, a flamingo because it's more composed. So standing on one leg. But it's not a pink flamingo.
There is no animal more
It's a-
dignified than a
There is no
flamingo.
animal that's more dignified than the
I was gonna
flamingo.
say, the person who ruined Fang's life and killed her best friend
Except
is a flamingo.
It's a black flamingo because
Oh,
it's
Wow,
dark.
evil flamingo.
It's an evil
that's
flamingo
back.
with a pump with like a quiff, like
Oh.
a quiff that has a little flash of pink at the end of it,
I take everything back. This is serious.
and evil and like eyes, but it's currently not paying attention. It's one leg up. There is no bird more dignified than the flamingo.
It's true.
Ugh. That makes me sad.
Ask anyone.
All right, so you have successfully placed a really obvious Snoop program on her deck that will probably alert her suspicion pretty easily, which leaves you with getting her to go to the base, believing that there's going to be a raid on that location.
We have to make the raid call now.
Yes, you need to somehow communicate to someone that there should be a raid.
Actually, I was thinking about this. I actually want to directly call her.
Yeah.
Be like, look, this is my last night, so I'm doing all my old people a favor. You're one of the...
Lance Pendleton?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna be golfing.
I've heard you're very good at it.
Thank you. But I haven't called all the Lone Star people because we had to stick together in making sure that they do well in their new business. And I heard you're doing the whole tempo thing, right?
They carried the case over from Lone Star. I mean, after that whole debacle, I was the only expert there. The only one who ever got anything done.
I want Stephen Cross to get this, so you know what? This is just for you. They're gonna be doing a raid tonight. They have names of some people in the force. I don't know who, but they're gonna do a surprise raid tonight. Anyone who's there is gonna be seen by the news. This is your chance to make the big time. If you're there to make the caller,
They're sending a raid into a temple location tonight? Why
Yes.
didn't I know?
they say they were giving it only to the higher ups. They say there's someone on the inside. They don't want anyone else to know.
Give me a, I don't know if you probably don't, you probably have con. Con seems like a skill a detective should have.
I actually don't.
Do you have it? I may not have given you performance skills. Do you have social as a category?
Yes,
It's
social
probably
7.
a little bit. Go ahead and roll, actually roll, we'll say your skill is 5. So roll 5 plus your charisma.
Okay.
That makes sense.
He's a detective.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna use all my remaining
Yeah,
dice
that's
for that.
okay.
Do it.
Thank you so much, Thumpers.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to.
I'm sorry that he has higher skills in
No.
performance-related things.
No, I
Then you
100% agree,
faint.
but 5 seems like a lot.
I mean,
I mean, how does Elsie have?
Elsie's probably rolling like what 9 for most of, or for most of your social stuff, like con.
Actually, screw this. I'm gonna use my
Skill.
gold
No.
dice, my Thumper dice.
I roll like somewhere between 11 and 14.
Okay.
Yeah, but what's your actual skill?
Oh.
There goes
For
one of the dice.
my Christmas is 6.
Charisma 6, so yeah, that probably means you're looking at like
Okay.
7 or 8.
So it's like I put a stab.
Yeah.
Come on,
yes,
put the dice.
it is her equivalent social is the equivalent of your stabbing, and so he's less built for. He's less with the stabbing and the shooting now, and more with the social.
So,
It's politics.
guys, oh, go ahead.
4 hits or edge.
You can choose to use some your piece of edge if you would like to re-roll all of your misses.
I'm gonna use my edge.
Did we decide we were gonna call in Seattle Street News?
I don't want to get Toph mixed up in this. Like, that's my fear, is that Toph gets pinned down because he is a person. And the Cutters do not take lightly to ending their operation.
There's still a significant.
No beta.
No beta.
No beta.
There's still a significant chance we could infect this up. So.
Oh, it's a 6.
I like the idea of recording it, but I am so afraid.
So you had your 4 hits previously, and then whatever other hits you.
Oh, so we could add them together?
Yes. Yeah. You re-roll your misses. So anything that wasn't a 5 or a 6 before, you re-roll.
Then that would be a total of 8 hits.
8 hits. That'll do it. So she, Ashkara. Wow, her name is hard for me.
Yeah, it's hard for everyone.
So I just want to clarify. You're telling me that Ares is planning a raid on a temple location. Do you know which location?
Yeah, I know that it's definitely in the Kent area. I don't know any specifics. Other than that, they would need to know.
Interesting. So they're coming to raid a temple location in Kent, and they're suspicious that someone within the force, one of us, has been working against them?
That's the only way to describe the last 3 months, all those raids that went wrong. That's what they're saying. I just think they're inept.
I mean, they are Knight Errant. They're no Lone Star.
That's correct.
Well, thank you so much for passing on this information. I will make sure that it goes well this time.
Look, when we make it big time, just come by, visit me every once in a while.
Well, I'd love to go golfing with you and Simon sometime.
That'll be great.
Easy Fang.
I just
And she'll hang up the
Your
phone.
son.
And you're recording all this, I hope.
Of course.
We just have to establish these things when we play with Lauren.
Oh, whether or not it's being recorded.
Oh, just assume that it's being recorded.
Sometimes that works for and against you guys. Okay. So you wait. You've placed the bait. You've given her a location and reason to suspect that someone is going to raid it that evening.
We want to head back to the
And
location,
that
right?
she will probably need to go in person because they may be suspicious of her, especially with the program that has been placed on her deck.
Then Hellshark away!
Do we need to actually call in the raid? I mean, we need the police to show up.
We need to call Ray when she's there.
Yeah, we
Even
need
though high
to-
response is going to take about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you probably
Who's
need to be
Kent?
able to keep her at the location
Yeah.
for 5 to 10 minutes.
But you can call in back up anytime you need.
Then
Yeah.
Hellshark
That would be the
away!
backup. It's going to take
Like
between...
HDR, basically, right?
Yes.
Pretty much you call him too
driving.
early, then she's going to get away forever. Call him too late.
If you call them too
got
early,
Fang.
then they'll go either before she gets there, or she'll know that they're going. If you call them too late, then she'll have left.
I can't.
It'll be okay.
I don't.
It'll be okay. Believe me.
But is it okay that it's just okay? Like, she killed Lewis.
I mean, she didn't detonate the bomb.
She's the reason it happened.
Look, everyone tells the story even if they don't speak. As soon as it's clear that she's crooked, they're going to start looking back at her. They're going to try to do anything possible to prove that it's not Knight Errant, it's her that's dirty. They're going to go and open the Lone Star cases again.
Are
and when
they?
they do that,
Is that enough, though?
it's all we have right now. It's either that or she goes free and goes up in the world.
What is it that you want, Fang?
Are you driving?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm driving.
Do you
I
have
can.
any skills in pilot ground
Yes.
I default.
So no.
I
Okay.
thought you would still be driving.
I default. I've got
That's fine.
it's reaction.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's you're driving down I-5, like, or
Yeah.
you're roaming around the Kent area or wherever it is you end up. So like you're fine in this moment. You may not want to be the person who does the getaway driving if you ever need to. in bed.
Oh.
Sure.
Yes, I will be doing the
Well-
I just saw his dice rolls.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Maybe literally.
Has Shadowrunners ever died by just driving down I-5 before?
I think a lot of people die just by driving down I-5.
There's a story. There's a story somewhere.
Lots of smashing into magical barriers, deaths.
You didn't answer my question, Fang. What is it that you really want out of this?
More.
Well, what more is there? You can't bring your friend back from the dead. There's no such thing as ghosts except for my dad.
Shell, you were a cop once. There's justice, and sometimes justice takes on different forms.
But it's... I get that, but... Luis was better than... Like... It just isn't right. And now this... What? What if she gets away again? Then there's nothing. Then she...
Then you keep trying again.
She's not gonna get away. Not from Van Helshark.
If she does get away...
I mean, literally, most vehicles can get away from Van Helshark.
To be clear, there are a lot of vehicles passing me.
Yeah. Are you in the left-hand lane?
Yes.
All the way to the left? Okay.
I'm in the Harley.
You keep having to slow down.
Oh no, I don't wait for them.
If she gets away, justice has to be dealt with in a different way. And I'll take that mantle when I need to, but I
think this is not to the officer. I says, I think we try it Pendleton's way, but if we can't do it by the books, there's other ways to make sure she doesn't get away with it.
Let me put it this way for you. If you do that, you know what happens, right?
Yeah.
She gets decorated. She goes down as one of the greats of Knight Errant, who died in the line of duty.
I'm not gonna kill her.
I'm just saying. You want to take her down, you do it the right way, or else it's gonna look like a black mark. It's gonna be an asterisk.
Yeah.
You get dirty, all it does is make her look cleaner by comparison.
We already have her on her way, I think, to a location that Knight Errant doesn't actually know about, where Tempo's being stored. So we can pin this on her.
Okay. I sure hope that's the case.
Well, we're here.
Okay, so you guys are playing the waiting game for a little while. In what manner do you wait? Are there particular locations anyone wants to try and go to? Any more recon anyone wants to do?
So
how close are you?
So we're gonna park like back over by the eye jump or whatever. Like, give ourselves a good berth. I am going to astrally project, and I'm going to scout at a distance. I'll use my man escape spell, but I'm not going to get too near anyway. But I do want to just get a lay of the land. You know how big the place is, where the entrances and exits are, that sort of thing. So that'll be something I do.
Okay. So you park the van, probably a kilometer or so away? Half kilometer?
Yeah, it's about a 10-minute walk. That seems...
Can
Yeah.
Man Escape help? Can you disguise one of my types of vision in any way? Because right now, if I get there using either my vision and the mage is watching on the astral plane.
I can cast it, it's an area spell, so if we stay together and if you keep your spell within it, I can basically smooth it out and make it look like natural astral phenomenon instead of specifically magical.
And it's targeted on you?
Well, it's an area spell. I can target it wherever I want, but if we're going to...
Then you have to move it in the same way that you would move your spell.
Or I can target it on a person, for instance, and that it'll move with that person. But you got to keep your sight nearby, like within the radius of it.
Because you're gonna want me up close, most likely, eventually.
Well, when we get to that point, we're probably no longer playing the stealth game. So.
Because at this point, we're waiting to see when she comes in and who she brings, and then we're making the call. Because how long does it take to set up bombs, or do you think they already have them set up?
It would be weird to set up bombs by your supply unless you had to destroy them at a moment's notice, which I think that if they have a cop on the inside, they think that they have time, usually. My guess is the bigger issue is going to be making sure that we get the cops or the errant high response unit in by the time she doesn't leave. Because if I were her, I would get the information to them as fast as possible and leave.
Okay.
You don't want to have
as soon
anything
as
to
she
me.
rolls up, we should make the call.
Pretty much. And then we need to keep her there. That's going to be the hard part.
But how do we keep her there? Like, are we gonna talk to her? Because we can't bite her.
That's
How-
why I think you want me up close. I think you want to have someone who's capable of adapting to the plan, who can hide pretty well, and who can survive a couple of shots if I have to get to somewhere.
He can actually hide pretty well.
I don't like putting you in that
That
situation.
just looks like entrapment, though, right?
Yeah,
We're
because then you're
trying to
just
figure
like holding them there.
Look, if
Technically speaking, you can't entrap. Well, I can entrap, but if I have no clue what's going on,
I don't plan on being there by the time that Knight Errant arrives, but I can be there up until a few seconds before they walk into the room if I have to.
Okay.
This is what I do.
You're not going alone, though.
we just need to make sure we get a lot of footage.
They've clearly got their own defenses, and they've got magical defenses too. So I don't think we want. I think we want to be positioned nearby, but we don't want to go in there until we have to.
Okay.
I'm agreed with that.
Okay, so then can we be positioned not in the car, but then we need to be positioned about a block away because running, right? So what is nearby this warehouse?
It's a kind of not strip mall, but it's like similar to the sort of area that we're currently in. A lot of like kind of niched off compound sort of building, or not
It's
compound,
10
like
PM.
it is 10 p.m. Not in the real world.
No, no, sorry, I'm saying like
In the game.
nothing's gonna be on. No.
Yeah, no, so it's, you know, it's like empty, derelict office buildings, warehouses, abandoned storefronts. Like, there's not really a lot of life in this area.
Well, we'll move
there's
Van
mostly
Helshark.
empty buildings, a handful of vehicles maybe parked around.
We'll move Van Helshark somewhere near where we can
Like,
sprint
Van
to
Helshark
it.
really won't stick out that much.
Okay.
I don't
in
think I've
this area.
ever heard you say that.
Like, it is a derelict vehicle. I mean, it'll stick out in the sense that it's got a shark painted on the side, but in terms of like a shitty vehicle in a shitty part of the city,
Like, can we park it about like a block and a half away? Like not
Yeah,
pointing
we'll do
the main
that.
entrance. Okay. Let's just do that and then let's just wait it out.
I like to find a sniper rifle position on one of the rooftops just for coverage.
Cromwell's
That would
not going to
probably be your
wait
best bet.
long before sneaking up to the location.
Are you trying to sneak out so we don't notice?
No, he's assuming, but Cromwell wants to get there quickly because as soon as she arrives and gives them the alert, they're going to be on high alert. So if he can get into hiding in the building quickly, they're a lot less likely to be monitoring the outside.
But won't your magic just trigger the mage to recognize you?
He'll have to either go in blind or he needs Mordecai's help.
I really don't like this. Like, I don't like the idea that you are inside the building that is going to be blown up if Knight Errant doesn't come up. Or Knight Errant's gonna come in and be like, well, there's this obvious troll who wears an amazing black suit inside the cutter outfit.
please tell me you're not wearing a black and yellow suit.
No,
He
he's got his chameleon suit on.
Yeah, I'm the yellow part.
Yeah. There's a reason why it looked suspicious.
Look, we need to know what's going on when she arrives. If you want to time this right, I'm the best person to get in there. And if any of us is going to survive an exploding warehouse, it's probably me.
So you'll need to be reporting from the inside, right? And getting footage of her.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna put out that I really do not like this.
So you're gonna drive the van to about a block away?
about a block away. Yeah.
Okay, everybody roll a logic and willpower.
These are my best stats. These are the best stats ever.
Shit.
Oh shit.
I got 4, but I glitched.
I got 1.
I got 1.
3.
Okay, this is gonna be great, guys.
I'm like, this is a great roll. Oh, those are all
5.
ones.
Okay.
Just the Lauren face.
Nothing immediately happens.
Oh, good.
As you drive the van closer.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
No, it's fine.
You can park the van within a block or so. Maybe you pull kind of off into a side alleyway. Elsie, if you would like to get out and climb up onto a building, you can go maybe like kitty corner to one of the ones. There's some
Just
across
as long
the
as I
street.
have line of sight on the door.
So you want to get line of sight on the front door? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm assuming you're gonna. So there's an alleyway behind. I'm assuming you guys.
Oh,
are
is
not
there a
front.
back door to the place?
Well, go ahead and do your astral perception, and you give me your regular perception.
Is this from my scouting it out earlier? Or? 4.
Gonna be fine.
And I didn't glitch this time.
Because if, because Elsie would probably cover the other entrance.
Because we'll be at the front.
Yeah.
Do you want astral or just regular?
Whichever one you would use.
I kind of flip it. I flip back between them both normally if we're still far away.
Yeah, then give me both.
Up close is normal, is ultrasonic. Anything beyond 50 meters is normally astral. 3.
So you're able to see the building. From what you can tell, there is, you don't go close enough to get inside of it. There is kind of a garage exit on the back side into an alleyway. There is some fencing along the sides of the building, and some of it cutting off the sides as well. And then there is a kind of derelict sort of shop front, boarded up, windows that you can't see through. There's 2 sets, so there's 2 doors on the front and 2 sets of windows on the front as well, and that leads to the street side.
Right.
So would you want to try and be on the rooftop of the building covering the back exit or the front exit?
Back.
Okay.
And then they'll be at the front.
Great. And so you guys put the van on the street side, not the alley side.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna start watching. Is there anyone on the street just walking around?
Not really. It's a pretty empty area. So a few minutes will pass. You guys will be there, and a fairly nondescript, unmarked car will stop and pull up in front of the building. Everybody give me a perception, but I would like everybody to remove 5 dice from their perception.
What?
To remove?
My perception is 0.
I would like to counteract that with 3 thumper dice.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I used all my thumper dice.
Ooh. Well, I mean,
Did anyone else use thumper dice?
I used 3 thumper dice.
I did not.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I got 2
used all
hits out of
mine.
4, so that's not the worst.
I'm really worried about this, guys.
You don't see anyone get out of the car.
Okay.
And that is where we shall leave it.
I didn't do the thing.
Turnabout is fair play, mage. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this evening's Shadowrun Corporate Sins and our special guest, Lance Pendleton. That has been super fun. Super fun.
I didn't die. Well,
You're still alive
for now.
for now.
You're not retired
Yeah.
yet.
It's your last day. It's your
It's my last day,
the
my
worst
last
thing?
hour.
It's like you got like an hour and a half until you retire, like an hour. It's probably about 11 p.m. Oh, good. 1 hour until retirement. So we are going to read through all of these wonderful donations and tips that came through, and we're going to look at chat, and it's going to be very exciting. And
I
we
see chat.
go super far over this evening, even though I was told I could go all the way up to 9:40, which would have been useful in the past when we're trying to get through combat in an hour, half an hour. Thanks, guys. Let's do some donations.
Not at all.
Huh?
I have a son and a husband. I don't want to die.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's a way to set up the potential super tragic backstory, Deb. My son. Okay,
Mix that.
I'm assuming that
That's a
this is
good one.
the first one. Okay, here are 6 dice from a new net to help you get the new hinges for the responsible sheet show.
I think it was, we were talking about the, oh.
Yep. Go Pendleton, Mordecai, Fang, Cromwell, Elsie. Go Lauren. Don't let the troll you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, William T.W. Hervinter. Your name is spelled strangely. Hashtag Pendleton providing these dice in good faith that they will not be used to fry the brains of children. Only one person has done that so far. Alien Knitter, why is Zeke's dad here? Hashtag Pendleton.
Hey.
Demolition 1, dice for hashtag Elsie. Looking forward to continuing the side mission story tonight.
Oh, well, you have to wait till next week.
Gaiaka, hashtag NeoNet donates for hashtag Mordecai.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm saying the word hashtag. I think it's to be clear that that's the hashtag for the shit list.
Someone said, is Lant basically Ray Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes! Fang is basically Peralta!
Like, I kind of try my very best, but...
Did you just get that?
I just realized who I am.
Yeah, you're Ray Holt! You're the competent one.
No, I want to keep getting Coleman to talk about his dreams after he retires.
So Demolition, just to recap on that, I'm waiting for information to circle. Very specifically, we didn't wrap up the side mission because of we're letting things resolve on the other end.
Good times. Tempest_D. I don't mean to sound cross, but is that AJ and not a geistly apparition? I can't see his face due to the glare off his head. Is he beta testing the guest spot? Or is more than adequate? Hashtag Pendleton. In all caps, by the way. I approve of all of this. Puns Tempest. Oksana Sean. Oksana Sean. Gesundheit. Hashtag Lauren. Like I said, I'm hopped up on Dayquil. It's good times. Good times. Analar. Hashtag Lauren, Chroma, Elsie, Fang, Mordecai, Mainframe, Pendleton. Mainframe's not here, but she will appreciate your dice nonetheless. Dice for all, even though we are evil, bad, and on your shit list. Hashtag Aries, all we want is for everybody to be safe.
No.
Chroma likes
Technically
Aries.
working with Aries right now.
Technically.
Technically. BP Phantom, a detective master, hashtag Pendleton Cross, retiring in a few days, working on his day off. Too old for this shit. I am so sorry, and I hope hashtag Lauren helps you live. You're not dead yet.
This is true. And she gave me some really, really good stats.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're good at what you do. You also have been doing this for a very long time. Like, I assume you're prime runner status, so that's how I built it.
I mean, I assume
I may or may not have used the base for some of Scarlet Fire.
You can't say that name in here.
It's coming through the walls.
They're everywhere. Black Sun 388. This is why I deal with my clients over the comlink. Most awkward dinner conversation ever. Monsieur, one die for everyone at the table over there. Please. Cromwell, Elsie, Fang, Mordecai, Pendleton.
Thank you.
I skipped one. Oksana Shan, Seattle Street News. During his retirement party, decorated Officer Detective Pendleton finally brings the nefarious Mfek to justice. I would like to point out they're missing off one M.
To just arrest them all?
Wrestle them, you know?
End of show.
I mean, that could be
Sharky attorney at law has to get bail us
I
out.
was just trying to think, how many laws do they break just going to like the private offices
So
of
many.
Well, technically, we didn't break in. They let us in.
You used fake Sims.
Pendleton is Becky.
You wouldn't have taken Cromwell down without him destroying at least 2 chocolate fountains.
Yeah.
And Game 619 is support for hashtag Fang, best detective anywhere.
Thanks. Not true, but thanks.
Arden SC, it's not zero latency video feed or an Aston Martin, but I hope this helps. Hashtag Pendleton, hashtag Wixing. And last but certainly not least, Sliptide 213 for hashtag Elsie to bust their kneecaps.
It's coming. It's coming.
Nice.
Is that sniper rifle legal?
Her totally not forbidden sniper rifle.
So we have
properly
2
permitted.
runs to be narrated next week.
Yes, we do.
Fang's run is currently there needs to be questions.
There's
So
some,
Fang
there's still
is
some
like,
planning working on that.
Fang's over on that one.
We will resolve next week some of Fang's past. Can they survive long enough for HTR to show up in a reasonable amount of time?
I'm wondering, is this villain a monologuer? Is she put you all in one room, tie you to
Monologue
chairs,
for 5 minutes?
and put the bombs around the room? Because I
How
would
many
like to
turns
see.
is that again? Of combat?
So one combat turn is 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So there are 20 combat turns in 1 minute, right? Yeah?
Yes, math.
Yes. Math.
So 200
Math.
turns.
So 200 combat turns.
We would be dead.
Yeah.
There's no.
And to be
10
clear,
minutes.
each combat turn is composed of multiple initiative
Passes.
We typically have
Often 3
2
or
to 3.
4.
3 or 4. Usually
So that
3.
means around 400 actions or so.
How many bullets can he take?
not 400.
Not 400
Usually-
pounds worth of bullets.
2.
Yeah.
Once
Shadowrun's
he's-
also great because once you start getting injured, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to keep getting injured.
Plus, Cromwell will just go berserk at that point
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Good times. So come back next week for
Yeah.
what may or may not be a bloodbath.
I'm really hoping it's not.
Or maybe just a lot of pink mist.
And Elsie we trust.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Let's do some outros.
And mainframe is not gone
Yes,
forever.
she's not gone forever. I mean, mainframe might be. I don't actually know.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
Cheryl,
yeah.
like, I don't know, she might make a different decision than I'm
We
anticipating.
have letters we haven't read.
But Cheryl will be back next week. She was doing business adult stuff. And also, I believe, drinking champagne. I don't know. There
Look at
was
her
stuff on
Twitter. Look at her
Facebook.
Twitter.
It's unclear.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll be back. We'll be back next week.
We will.
And let's sign off. Let's sign off.
I'm Dan Poslins at Dan Poslins.
I'm Claudia. You can get me on Jackie Dash on Twitch and Twitter. JAKIDASH. Ding.
Hey, I'm Algernon Bolden. You can catch me at Algernon Bolden on Twitter.
I'm Janine. I am at Admiral Asma on the Twitters.
I'm Tony Beeman. I'm at L Beefus on Twitter and Twitch. That's at
Titch?
LBEEFUS.
I missed a donation, apparently.
Oh.
But
Skipped a line.
okay.
Read it now. Which one did I miss? Dutch Teddy! Those who have a birthday, throw a party. Here's my party. 14 dice for hashtag Lauren.
Whoa!
Wait,
a
wait,
big
wait.
And 1
again.
dice for hashtag Elsie. hashtag Seder Krupp, and now sleepy time for me. Hashtag Bumper
Wait,
Pride.
Seder Crop.
Seder Crop.
I was wondering why I had
Seder
to
Krupp.
say
Seder Krupp. I
Shit
just want
list.
to. I just want to let you know, Aries. This is
Wait, they
you.
gave
That was
him
Seder
one.
Krupp.
I know.
Okay.
Making life choices.
Sorry, Seder Crop.
Aries is not on the shit list this week for me.
Technically speaking, I work for Aries for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
saying.
For
Yeah.
at least an hour and a half.
He's making you look good.
After missing that donation, I'm Lauren. You can find me on the internet at Random Tuesday. It's awesome, and we like you guys. And Rai will be back with the remainder of corporate news for the remaining shenanigans of the corporations, followed by Honesty Hour with someone whose name
Has an
is on
H.
one of my post-it
Adam
notes.
Havlick.
Adam Clavick. His
Like-
clavicles,
You're gonna
Be
get off
nice.
an airball.
Anti-H names today.
apparently. Thank you guys so much. Bye.